wait is over, the summer is gone, the best leagues in the land are back.
It's time to raise the game.
Two teams still searching for their first win of the year, and we're here to witness them do just that in 2025. Now, we're back here on King Coig campus for the first time in 2025, and it's going to be an absolute classic. Cardiff Met versus Nottingham, round 14 of the BUCS Super Rugby. Now, BUCS Super Rugby table, Cardiff Met sit in 6th, Nottingham sit in 7th. A win, however, for Cardiff Met could put them above Durham into 5th place. Now, the last time the Ultras were out here in King Coig campus were for a South Wales derby. That was against Swansea. Let's remind ourselves just how that went.
On a cold November night, it was Swansea who started the brightest. The quick hands of Steph Jack Jones sending Willis Wood over in the corner. The Archers were unable to cross the whitewash in the first half, but 2 penalties from BUCS Meyer meant they led 6-5 at the break. The strength of Met's forward pack would eventually get their reward, however, as Josh Hart forced his way over by the posts. The lead was extended to 17-5 through another penalty before an excellent Ardal Yallop bust from outside the 22-metre line electrified the Ultras at Rugby 1. From there, the Archers were able to cut loose, their backs finally getting their hands on the ball with late injury replacement Tian Evans, the man to finish off this sublime team try from fullback. Swansea's late try from their dangerous driving maul proved to just be a consolation score, as Met scored their 4th try on full time. Centre Jacob Wilmot, returning from injury, put the icing on the cake with a bonus point score that Swansea never looked like stopping. The Ultras' tireless support was rewarded. A 38-10 victory for Met that left the home crowd bouncing late into the night.
Now, what a win that was for Cardiff Met over Swansea. Incredible stuff. We won't mention that next match in the Cardiff clash, but it's still, what a thriller it was. And we might be halfway through the BUCS Super Rugby season, but it's a new year. And does that mean a revamped Cardiff Met? Well, we've sent Alid Hopkins to speak with head coach Ian Gardner to find out just exactly what they're thinking ahead of this fixture.
Ian Gardner, thank you very much for joining us today. How do you reflect on this season so far? At the moment,
I think it's fair to say it's been mixed. There's been some very good performances. Started very well, started strongly, but it's been interspersed with some disappointing results and disappointing performances. And it's a sign they're young men and they're growing in the game inevitably. But certainly, if we can bring the aid of consistency, we'll challenge most teams in this league.
It was a disappointing, obviously, loss in the clash before Christmas, and then coming into 2025, winless so far in 2025. What's been the problems, you think, mainly that you've had in particularly those games?
Yeah, it's mixed in all of the games to a certain degree. There's been a lack of accuracy, I think, was probably across the sort of both the Bath and the Leeds Beckett game. There's signs of some really good play there, but again, it's this consistency. And our line-out was strong, earlier on the season, and we reaped the rewards for that. And we just seem to have lost our way a little bit with that. And, confidence is a big part. And as I said earlier, they're young men and they're learning. And, as quickly as you can lose it, you can sort of turn it around pretty quickly in a couple of wins and, you're back on the road. And I think that's what we're trying to aim to do.
And you said at the start of the season that a top 4 place was your aim, and that was crucial to progressing in the playoffs. Obviously, you're still in the mix for that, but perhaps on the back foot a little bit at the moment with sitting in 6th place. Is that still the aim, or have you revised those targets a little bit?
No, it has to be the aim. You've got to have a goal for that. I think realistically, you're not going to get the top 3 with Bath and Hartpury and Loughborough so far in the distance. But certainly that 4th spot is what we're striving to do. But likewise, so are Durham and so are Exeter. But they've both got to come to Cardiff Met. They've got to both come to Kincoid, and they've both got to play each other in that time. So it is to a degree still in our hands. But nevertheless, if we strive to get that consistency, that's what we're looking to do. Is if we can improve our performance, then hopefully then the results will take care of itself, and that's what we are pushing to do.
You failed to beat a team that is in the top 4 at the moment so far this season. A draw with Exeter. It hasn't all been losses, but is that a concern for you that you haven't really beaten those top teams going into these last crucial couple of games?
It is and it isn't. There's no doubt that Loughborough are the strongest team in this league at the moment. Things do change, as we all know. Like Exeter this time last year were the strongest team, but Loughborough beat them in the playoff. At the moment, Bath and Loughborough are probably, particularly around with their packs, they're very, very strong. Are probably a little bit ahead of the other teams. But we're certainly striving to push that, and things, as I said, can change very, very quickly in this league, as was testament to last season.
And then touching on that kind of positive feeling, then for you, thinking back to this season, what has been some of the most pleasing performances, pleasing results, or what games stick out in your mind that you've been most pleased with what you've seen from the team?
I think every year the Cardiff clashes, whether it's the win or the losses, so they're the real standout games, just because of the very occasion it is. They're fantastic, and I know I really enjoy them. When you win, it's really great, but when you lose, it's really bad. And so they sort of stand out there. The first half against Leeds, we played particularly well at home. It is also watching the growth of some of these players, and sort of, if we can help some ones who are leaving go on and get sort of some professional contracts, or certainly go to the next level they need to, then that's a big factor as well for us.
Well, we can't wait to see the end of the season anyway, and we wish you all the best of luck anyway, and we'll be there watching. Thank you very much for your time this morning, and
thank you.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, great to hear Coach Ian Gardner there just speak about the fixture happening tonight, but also it's great to hear him speak about the big picture for the players, and that's something at Cardiff Met that is so important, Alad, right? It's the philosophy about thinking about the careers ahead. It's not all about the fixture tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what these universities in this BUCS Super Rugby do so well is you're not just a rugby club, you're building a rugby programme. So you're having 6, 7, 8 sides in competing in BUCS. You've got National League teams. And where university sport is so unique is that Dr. Ian Gardner talked about it in the interview yesterday, is about it goes in cycles. So unlike with a club, you've got maybe get a player there for 10, 12 years. With university, they're only there for 3, 4 years maximum. So it's a constant cycle of players coming in and players going out, and you've got to replace those players who go out. And having those sort of systems where you've got 2 players, 3 players competing every week at high levels with good coaching, ready to step up into those first teams, is absolutely crucial in these kind of competitions.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and I mean, you corrected me there. It's Dr. Ian Gardner. He has a wealth of experience not only in the rugby pitch but beyond, and that's only going to help these players tonight, isn't it? And I mean, this fixture, if we speak about it specifically, how important is it for both?
It's an absolutely massive fixture tonight. You know, he spoke about at the start of the season securing that top 4 place, and you know, Cardiff Met started really, really well in this season and tailed off a little bit recently, and they're on the outside looking in at that top 4 at the moment. And you know, he talked about yesterday, not many sides go to England to an away fixture in the quarter-final and actually win. Getting over the bridge is a really difficult task. So if you can bring it back here at home, especially with the crowd that we have here at Cardiff Met, it's a huge, huge advantage. You know, you get the sometimes the refereeing decisions as well, maybe a little bit, but it just seems that things go your way when you're at home in these crunch games. And yeah, these 2 sides, it's must-win territory for these 2 now.
And I mean, if we're looking at conditions tonight, it's not windy, the pitch is looking pretty decent out here. I mean, that's got to be pretty nice, especially for Cardiff Met, knowing they can play so well on this very pitch.
Absolutely, there's no excuses with conditions. You know, the the pitch is looking in good nick for this time of year. There's no rain, there's no wind, as you mentioned, so it'll be a really balanced game. I think Nottingham will come out and try and play through their strong backs. They'll want to play rugby, and Cardiff Met really need to impose their physical stature on Nottingham tonight and stop them playing through the backs, but running rugby, as we say, in these conditions.
Well, you mentioned just a bit about what Cardiff Met have to do. You've been doing some research on a couple of the players. Who are we going to be looking out for tonight?
Yeah, well, when I spoke to Dr. Ian Gardner yesterday, I asked him who the kind of players he wants to lead this side in these last couple of games. One player he mentioned was Alex Terry, the scrum half, and scrum half is so important in that. The 10s get the glory. They're seen as the quarterbacks of the team. But if you've got poor service from your scrum half, it's very, very difficult to get attacking moves going. Alex Terry's going to need to kick well tonight, put Nottingham under pressure with his kick in, get quick ball out to McKay at number 10, and that's when we can really open up the play, or Cardiff Met can open up the play and really get at this Nottingham side. But I think quick ball from Alex Terry and accurate kick in tonight is going to be key from him.
And I feel like we often speak about, is there a danger of kicking too much? Is there a danger of Terry not finding the right time to kick into their territory?
Absolutely. There's as you said, there's right times and wrong times to kick, and part of the skill of being a scrum half, being an outside half, is knowing when those right times are and the right kick to make. Is it going to be a box kick? Is it going to be a longer kick into corners to put full backs and wingers under pressure? And he'll need to do that tonight.
And I mean, he's going to have to work really well with another player, Ardor Yalap, who you've got some research to also explain to these guys too watching.
Yeah, he's. I was just looking at the stats earlier, and he's had 96 carries this year, 26 tackle breaks, and we saw in that last VT against Swansea, the try he scored just in that corner over there. He broke through about 3 tackles. He's a really, really powerful ball carrier. When he gets ball in hand, he's looking to get over the gain line and bring his teammates with him over the gain line. And he's going to need to do that tonight. He's absolutely key. He's not, the biggest 8 you're ever going to see. He's big enough, but his willingness when he's got ball in hand to run through the man in front of him is really what sets him apart. And not only that, in the defensive aspect, he's a brilliant tackler, and he's really brilliant at the breakdown as well. I think he's got 6 or 7 turnovers, jackal turnovers, which when you're playing in the back row are so important to make, giving those penalties, especially when you're in your own 22 defending and your team needs a reprieve and you need a penalty to get out of jail. Yeah.
Well, Aled, thanks so much for all of that. That's all you've got to look forward to in this fixture ahead. And another name, Arthur Moore, he was picked in the under-20s squad. He's actually not been picked to face Italy this weekend, so luckily enough Cardiff Met have him here on this very pitch. But it's not just the spectacular rugby that goes on here at Cardiff Met. There is so much happening, so much sport, and over the Christmas break that didn't stop. So Will Richards has you with the latest.
It's been a while since everyone's been back on campus, but what happened over the Christmas break? I'm Will Richards, and this is Met in a Minute. After the first 15 smashed their bitter rivals 50-0 in the Cardiff clash, women's rugby continued over the Christmas break, with the second 15 continuing their winning streak with a 36-15 point win against Exeter. They also defeated USW in the Cup. Those two teams met today on the Rugby 3G pitch. As for the men's side, they kick-started their season with a 38-26 loss to Bath. However, the high scoring continued as they drew 31 all away to Leeds Beckett. They play Nottingham here today at Kincoid campus on Rugby 1. Can the Archers win their first game of the year? I guess we'll find out. Cardiff Met were also well represented in the recent Wales Under-20 vs Welsh Academies game down at Arms Park. Josh Carrington and Gethin Cannon represented the Welsh Academy side, while Arthur Moore represented Wales Under-20s. The Welsh Premiership side also had a couple of games over the break, most recently defeating Llanghennick here at Kincoid. However, before that they lost to Cross Keys and Bargoed, before defeating Newcastle Emlyn. They currently sit 7th in the table. I know we're here in the tennis centre, but we're here to talk about paddle. Over the Christmas break, Cardiff Met competed in the first ever National Paddle Championships. Over 143 students took part. Cardiff Met athletes James Mumford, Zoe Rycroft, Stu Shannon, Annalise Thomas all won the mixed doubles. Congratulations to them. That wasn't the only success over Christmas. Cardiff and Met One's hockey also secured the league title after a 3-1 thrashing over Exeter. Get in! As for the women, they restarted their BUCS campaign with a narrow 3-2 loss to Exeter, before drawing 2-2 with a strong Oxford side. Jamie Bulbring and Lottie Atkinson scored for the Archers. As for the football, the men's team finished in the top 6, qualifying for the playoffs, despite losses to Briton Ferry and TNS. However, they secured their first win in the playoffs against Pennybon thanks to this wonder goal from Tom Vincent. As for the women, their performances couldn't translate into victories, losing to Barry Town and Aberystwyth. However, they did draw 1-1 with Wrexham here at Kincoid. Their last game is away to TNS on the 23rd of Feb. Here in Nyack, the non-Thomas Speed Grand Prix took place, with many Cardiff Met athletes taking part. 5 of them scored personal bests. That wasn't the only athletics meet taking place over Christmas. The Welsh Championships were also being hosted, with Cardiff Met athletes Ted Enzer and Will Bishop securing 2 gold medals. Cardiff Met athletes also raked in a further 2 silvers and 4 bronze medals. So now you're all up to date with what happened over Christmas with Cardiff Met Sport.
Well, a big thank you to Will Richards for that update of what happened over the Christmas break. And as you can see, the players have gone into the sheds. It's not long now till kickoff, but delighted now to be joined by Danae Mugabe, BUCS Women's 1 player. Danae, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Thanks for joining us. You're sitting 4th in the table at the moment. Sum up your season so far? You enjoyed how it's gone so far?
Yeah, I think we've had a hard season compared to last year. I think we did well coming out of pre-season, and it's just been picking up a few pieces. You know, we've had a few people leave to Celtics, a few people in and out, and I think we've done the best we could, but just building on that now for the rest of the season.
You mentioned the Celtic Challenge. That's something I wanted to chat to you about. I was excited. So how's that been going? You've been playing for Britain.
Yeah.
How's it all been going?
Yeah, it's definitely been a step up from BUCS University Rugby, you know, that gap in between senior professional rugby, and it's just been nice to get exposure to that environment and play with a different set of girls and just pick up things you can from all the players.
Yeah, and that's what's amazing about your team. I mean, these girls have been playing rugby all around the country and beyond. Yeah. How do you enjoy travelling to play this really, really impressive style of rugby?
Yeah, definitely. Like, we just went, where did we go? We just came back from Ireland this weekend in Belfast. Unfortunate loss, but it was just a really good experience, and you're getting information from new coaches, things you can build on coming into the BUCS season. So even though we've lost a lot of players to BUCS, we'll have a lot to bring back when we come back in.
Yeah, what are some of the types of things that you sort of find out when you're playing that higher level of rugby that you bring back? Can you give us some examples of what tends to change?
Yeah, definitely. So you got your senior players, and then they're able to help you with mentality type stuff. You learn different things. There's so many ways you can learn a tackle and stuff like that, and just different things of how to pick up in games and stuff like that.
And I mean, you can hear now the ultras are getting louder and louder. Do you have that type of support when you go abroad too, to play like the likes of the Celtic Challenge, or what's it like compared to uni rugby? Because these guys are loud.
Definitely don't have this much support when we're abroad, but when we're home, definitely you got family, friends coming down, and it's just a really nice atmosphere.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're not playing this week, so what have you got planned in terms of rehab, preparation for your next fixture against Loughborough?
Next fixture against Loughborough, it'll be a real tough one because they are definitely a very competitive side, and it'll definitely be next 2 weeks in training, just picking up the pieces, tying up loose ends, and just building as a squad.
Sorry, my earpiece has gone out, excuse me. Just put it back in. But yeah, you mentioned that next match against Loughborough. You're then against Hartpury.
Yeah.
How do you've obviously played them already this season, how do you use those matches to your advantage for these next matches?
To be fair, as a team, we don't really look at what the other team's doing. We just try and focus on how we can build better as a team and focus on doing what we do right instead of doing what the other team's trying to do to us. Yeah.
And are you jealous of these guys playing out here tonight? Do you wish it was you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely miss being back on Rugby 1.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to ask you a little bit about the Six Nations. Obviously, the Welsh men have been having a tough time out there. You know, haven't won for almost a year, over a year, in fact. But how are the women looking? You must know and watch a lot of them.
I think it'll be hard for the women this season because obviously they've just lost Johan and they've just got a new coach coming in now. So it'll be how quickly that coach can implement his tactics and how quickly the girls can pick up on them and work together as a team.
And I can't let you come here without mentioning the World Cup coming up later this year. You must be ecstatic to look forward to watching that and being a part of it.
Yeah, definitely. We actually just had in the group chat the girls putting in, talking about the tickets we're all going to buy to go and watch together. And I think being in England, closer to home, everyone will be hyped to go down together as a squad and just watch rugby. It might not even be a Wales game, but just go watch whoever we can see. Yeah.
Who are you most looking forward to watching at the World Cup? Is there any specific players that maybe we can join in and watch too? Yeah,
I think obviously any Met girl, I think there'll be a few who might go down in the Six Nations, but obviously an exciting player from Wales to watch. Obviously Al Calendar, everybody knows her, and obviously Maisie Davis, she was picked up before. Hopefully she's in this Six Nations, and I think there'll be a few exciting players to watch. Yeah, I mean it's amazing to hear you speak about that, and I think we're all just so excited as sports fans to have the World Cup here. And I just want to take it back to BUCS Super Rugby for a moment before this exciting match starts. The final of the BUCS Super Rugby was announced. It will be in Newport later this year. How much extra motivation is that for you, being a Welsh team, to try and get there? Yeah, definitely, because there's only 2 Welsh teams down here, obviously us and Cardiff Uni, and us speaking as the girls were saying, our family are more likely to come watch. Everyone's going to be down there. If we could have a final close to home, I think it would be ecstatic for everyone. We are just so excited to try and see you get there, and I'm sure you're looking good. Final question, predictions for this evening. It's going to be a close one, I'm pretty sure. I think our boys will come out on top. I think maybe 21-7 to our boys. Good. Yeah. Well, let's hope Danai Mugabe is correct. Thanks so much for joining us, and good luck for the rest of the season. It's now time to get ready for Cardiff Met versus Nottingham. I'm going to hand you up to our commentary team, Samuel Jones and Aled Hopkins.
Good evening everyone, and welcome to Rugby 1 at Kincoy. The first Cardiff Met home game of 2025 in BUCS Super Rugby sees the Cardiff Met Archers taking on the University of Nottingham. It is crunch time as we enter the month of February. Both teams winless in the new year, desperate for a victory here tonight to keep their top 4 hopes alive. It's 6th against 7th, a narrow 5-point victory for Cardiff Met in the East Midlands in October. A mouth-watering prospect here this evening. Both of these teams part of the chasing pack. Nottingham will fancy their chances to take the points back to Nottingham here tonight, and I'm delighted to be joined on the gantry by Sam Jones. Sam, good evening to you.
Good evening, Aled. Wow, there is no better place to be on a cold Wednesday evening than Kincoy campus tonight. What a fixture.
We wouldn't want to be anywhere else, would we? And a must-win game for both teams here tonight, Sam. What will Cardiff Met need to do to win this game tonight?
It's going to be very tight. Both teams bring quite intenseness to the game. Previous games between both teams see scores going into the 40s, 50s. So I reckon it'll be that killer instinct, the final moment in the try zones, trying to get across that line and get one over each other.
And not long until the two teams come out onto the pitch, so let's take you through the lineup, starting with the home side Cardiff Met. Ben Murphy takes his regular place in the front row as captain. Ollie Arnold comes in at hooker for George Merritt. Alex Wakefield is a late change for the injured Tom Pritchard. Gethin Cannon and Ollie Smith link up again in the second row. Liam Jones and Welsh under-20s call-up Arthur Moore alongside Ardal Yallop make up the back line of the scrum. Alex Terry returns at scrum half with Ross McKay, who makes his second start at 10 after strong performances in the National League side. Speaking of the National League side, the centre partnership of Patterson and Statten come into the BUCS side tonight, with Henry Kerwin, Dylan Scott and Josh Carrington making up the back three. And for the visitors, Nottingham here tonight, Finn McIntosh replaces Tabs McAnza at prop alongside Michael Cantle and Fred Maha. Ben Glanville and Ollie Barker are in the second row. Sammy Lee is at 6. Lawrence Adedrian replaces Kieran Perkins and Connor Byrne starts at 8. Max Blinkhorn and captain Jamie Anand are the halfbacks, with Freddie Vaughan and Ryan Sweetin the centre pair. Alex Garrett and Will Derbyshire are the wings, with Harry Simpson at fullback. And Sam, we mentioned it, this is crunch time. This is a massive, massive game here tonight. Both of these sides looking for their first win in 2025. The top 4 is still in sight for Cardiff Met, but with games coming up against Loughborough, Hartpury, Exeter and Durham as well, this is absolutely must win for them tonight, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely key, yes. The boys will definitely be looking to games in the future, but they've got one job to do tonight and get their win over Nottingham. Definitely, as I mentioned, that killer instinct, the small little mistakes, show the game they can play, and hopefully is a big spectacle in front of a large crowd tonight.
As we see the visitors Nottingham coming out onto the field. A crazy stat about them, Sam, this year. When you're looking at their results this season, they've lost 5 games by 7 points or less this season. When we spoke to Ian Gardner, he actually thinks that when they're at 100% and they're playing to their optimum, they are the most threatening attacking team in this league. They're going to pose a real threat to Cardiff Met here tonight, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. As I mentioned, it'll be very tight, and seeing the boys run out now, they know they've got a game on tonight and they shouldn't lie over. Whether it's 7th or 8th, 1st or 2nd, this game is going to prove very difficult and a class watch.
And you were mentioning to me earlier when you were down at the bar in the SU that there were lots of bodies in there getting ready for this game. The Ultras are packed in here tonight as we approach kickoff. It will be the men in green to kick us off. Sam, this is a huge, huge game, as we've mentioned. We're just about ready to get us underway as Cardiff Met, absolutely massive here tonight, as the referee blows his whistle and we are underway as it's taken into the first contact. Bit of a scruffy ball opening up. Terry fishing for the ball into the ruck, looking for a kick. Terry will kick straight out over the head of us, and it will go out for a line out. Bit of a scrappy attritional start. I mean, we're only about 30 seconds in, Sam, but Nottingham loading bodies into that ruck early.
Yeah, you can feel the nerves cutting the air. The fans are shouting. The game's on, but both teams are eking their way into this game, and we'll see how it goes. Lovely.
Cardiff Met steal that first line. It was a poor throw by Cantle. Cardiff Met come away with it on halfway. Terry out to Smith and McKay, and then taken up by Liam Jones. Strong carry from Liam Jones over halfway. Terry out, and McKay, he's got a bit of space, breaks one tackle, goes out to the wing, and it's an early chance inside, and it's an early try for Cardiff Met. Under the posts goes Henry Kerwin. What a start for Cardiff Met, exactly what they needed in this game. It was made by Ross McKay, who broke that initial tackle. He found a little bit of space and then just out wide, Sam. Brilliant through the hands.
They're setting the tone clearly for the game. They mean business. High flyers on the wing, straight in the corner. Sorted.
And it's that man, Kerwin, again, so present on that wing. That blue scrum cap, so distinctive in the middle. What a start. I mean, Ian Gardner will be absolutely delighted with that start.
Oh, absolutely. Henry knows where the try line is. He found the line, and guards will be definitely happy with that start.
As we see the replay coming up here now, and he gets under the post to make it a simple enough kick for Ross McKay. An early 7-point lead for Cardiff Met. We've played just over 2 minutes here in this game. Nottingham now need to regroup, but the Ultras have got into this one. What a start for Cardiff Met. Can they maintain this level throughout this game? It will be Anand to kick us off again, the captain. Straight back to the try scorer Kerwin, who takes it into the contact. Connor O'Byrne in on the tackle. Here's Ardal Yallop.
Whoa.
Good carry from Yallop.
Doing what he does best.
Terry out to Liam Jones. 2 men needed to tackle Liam Jones, but it's a good counter ruck, but they managed to kill that one off. And a great tackle there, comes into the midfield. And just a fumble off the hands of Cardiff Met. Nottingham will gather the ball. Kicking now into the corner, and chasing it is Harry Simpson. Here's Carrington, looking to run it out of his own 22. Cardiff Met happy to keep ball in hand for the moment. McKay is back there for the kick. Terry looking to dig out the ball. He will kick. And gets enough of it. As we saw early on, leading to that try, Sam, a poor throw from Nottingham leading to that turnover. Cardiff Met stealing the first line of the game and going down scoring.
Well, hopefully they can do the same. Same spot, same position. Can Met get the ball, and can they go back in the same corner? If I'm Nottingham now, I really need to step it up, get the ball, put the ball in the hands.
Yeah, they'll be looking to secure this line out a lot better. And it's another steal. This time it's Ollie Smith. But spilt and an advantage played to the men in green. So a good line out for Cardiff Met, but a mistake at the base taken up there by Glanville. Out to Vaughan. Blinkhorn at the base of the scrum, and they go short side here with Anand, the captain. Blinkhorn short side again. Tackled by Kerwin. Was there a knock on? Referee says no, but he's forced out of play. And Cardiff Met strong in defence early on. They will have the line out. I mean, a mistake, another stolen line out, Sam, and a little bit of a fumble there, just handing possession back.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of mistakes Cardiff Met just can't make tonight, isn't it? They've made too many of those mistakes in previous games.
Yeah, it does make you think both teams making slight mistakes there in the first 4 minutes. Previous games maybe given up by them little mistakes, but still early days. The pressure's on them, and both teams clearly here to play, so let's see how it goes.
Arnold will throw, and it's lost at the line-out, so both teams insecure at the line-out at the moment. Blinkhorn out to Barker. Nottingham with a good possession chance here inside Cardiff Met 22. Good carry there by Nottingham, and the referee's not happy with something. He's going to come back.
Knock on.
And for a knock on, I think that's awarded the way of Cardiff Met on Nottingham. I didn't see that knock on, Sam, initially in that contact, but
I think it was a loose ball from a tackle. Nottingham getting into the game with their own physicality and just went spill. So yeah, Nottingham on the front foot now. Let's see what they can do with it.
Yeah, an attacking scrum here for Blinkhorn to feed. First scrum of the game. This is going to be really, really important tonight, isn't it? Scrum time.
Yes, absolutely. The forwards have got a mission, both sides. As you named out, Ardal Yallop, key members on their side, but their forwards also here to put their footprint in the game.
Looks a clean feed from the scrum as Adarian looked to take the ball out of the scrum. Sorry, O'Byrne that was. Out to O'Byrne again. Here he is. Nottingham looking short side. There is Cantle. Good strong tackles from Cardiff Met. Short side again.
Oof.
And a good contact there. It's Liam Jones in on that tackle. Out to Maha. Opportunities, is he?
Absolutely not. As you said, he's a key man in that pack, and he definitely won't miss out opportunities like that.
His centre of gravity is massive. So difficult when he gets in that nice low position in that jackal to get off the ball. A brilliant turnover and gets his side up the field into opposition territory. Another line-out. They've been scrappy for both teams so far. Let's see if Ollie Arnold can feed this line out cleanly. Cardiff Met have been practicing these in training this week ahead of this game. First time we've called Gus Patterson's name in the midfield. Terry out to Staton. Little bit messy, but Cardiff Met hold on to the ball. Smith. Numbers out, lots of numbers out wide here. Still with the forward, but a brilliant tackle from two Nottingham players on Ben Murphy. Doesn't gain any ground. McKay. Up, good line speed there from Nottingham. Freddie Vaughan with a good tackle. Cardiff Met spread it wide. Looking for... It was Staton on that side. Ben Murphy. Terry from the base. McKay through the hands. Out to Gethin Cannon.
Lovely tackle.
Good defence here from Nottingham so far. They forced Cardiff Met back into their own half. Still coming forward. A little chip forward from McKay. And it will be handled by Simpson. Good chase there from Cardiff Met. And they give away the penalty in the end. But good defence in the midfield there from Nottingham, and they gain the penalty, Sam.
Nottingham are really putting Met under a lot of pressure right now, physically and in the rucks. They're sticking every man in and really putting those collisions in to meet it on the front foot.
And that ball will stay in. Josh Carrington, brilliant effort to keep it in. And he will kick long. And it's Simpson who will kick back to Cardiff Met. Goes high in the air. And he'll chase his own kick, but he will knock that forward and gain a Cardiff Met advantage.
There's a bit of space in the backfield here. I just wonder if Met will go for it.
Referee calls for the knock-on, so we will have a Cardiff Met scrum. But Sam, Nottingham have responded really well after going down early, conceding that early try, haven't they?
Yeah, it's definitely difficult, like losing the score in the first 5 minutes, especially on a field like this.
We just see the replay coming up on the screen, and it's Simpson who chased his own kick, but just not able to gather that one. Ultras making a lot of noise now. This scrum close to them. This, as we said earlier, this part of play, scrum time, is going to be key tonight. Really, really close and cagey matchup so far. The Cardiff Met do have that early lead, but since then it's been a bit cagey, hasn't it? A bit nervous.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Nottingham meeting them on the front foot. Let's see if Met can produce something now.
And a scissor move in the midfield, a good carry up from Patterson. And Nottingham win the penalty back. That is a let-off for them. And a quick tap and go out to Anand. Sweetin with a great carry. First of all, they wrap him up this time.
Oh,
good tackle from Murphy. Cannon looking to get over the top. Blinkhorn was struggling to get that out of the base, but he comes away with it now, out to Barker. Blinkhorn, short side again, out to Vaughan. Simpson slips through. Offload
lovely.
Out to Garrett. Garrett, and a lovely offload, but Kerwin has stolen it. He's in a precarious position though. Great recovery from Henry Kerwin. He's forced into touch in the end, but a brilliant bit of play on this short side from Nottingham. They've looked to go short side a lot this time, Sam.
Oh, absolutely. That little step in the corner there definitely giving them the front foot.
And we'll see that coming up on the screen now. We thought we were going to see the replay, but not quite. It was Henry Kerwin, though, with a brilliant recovery, and then once he got it, he was in a little bit of no man's land there. There wasn't much he could do. The safest thing, as we see it come up on the screen here. Brilliant offload from Garrett out to Adarian, and Kerwin just forced out as Nottingham, and it's tipped, and Cardiff Met have recovered that again. To Ollie Arnold, recovers it for Cardiff Met. That is another mistake at the line-out for Nottingham. They'll be really disappointed with how their line-outs have turned out so far. Cardiff Met with a chance to clear close to goal. Terry kicks. It's a decent kick and will get them out just over the 22. Another squandered line-out there for Nottingham in a really, really prime position there, Sam. They'll be really disappointed.
Oh, absolutely. That's now 3 on the bounce that they've missed, and yeah, it'd be interesting to see now.
Cardiff Met will, whenever they get these line-outs, they won't mind kicking for touch, because every time we go to a line-out, Cardiff will think they can steal it at the moment.
Absolutely. If you stick a player out like Gethin Cannon, especially on his 50th cap, he's going to be here to play. So
a better line-out that time from Nottingham. And quick ball out of the side of the ruck is Sammy Lee. He's carried well so far in this game. Blinkhorn out to Vaughan, sorry. And it's Glanville with the headband.
Switching play
again. Sweetin. Ball in hand, but is that judged to have gone backwards? I think the referees judged that to gone backwards. Nottingham keep the ball. Lots of possession here for Nottingham in this first 20 minutes or so. Here's Maha. Good tackle coming in on him, the big man. Good line taken up there by Glanville. Coming wide out to McIntosh.
Big carry.
And it's Conor O'Byrne with a big carry there. Sweetin. Vaughan. Nottingham knocking at the door at the moment. Patient build-up. Good defence from Cardiff Met. Strong defence. Sammy Lee gets pushed towards the line. He's rumbling towards the line. Nottingham less than 5 metres out now, but a good clear out there from Yallop. Has he stolen it again? He's given away the penalty. Quick tap, but the referee's going to bring it back. He's not happy with something. Ardal Yallop in there looking to disrupt play again, but just gets penalised this time, Sam.
Yeah, Nottingham definitely knocking on that door. There's space out wide. The forwards are carving through the line. Met are really hanging on to keep their foot in the game right now.
Yeah, and looks like Nottingham are going to tap and go with Maha. He's a big man, and that's a good, strong tackle, and he spilt it forward. Yallop comes away, he breaks a tackle, and he's over the 5 metre line. What a carry again from Ardal Yallop. Kick charge down. Another knock on by Cantle. A little bit scrappy here at the moment. And it's a kick rebounded off Murphy, but the referee's going to come back for the scrum. No advantage played. A crazy sequence of play there. It was a good carry initially by Maha, but he spilt it. Good defence again from Cardiff Met, and it's that man Ardal Yallop in again.
Oh, absolutely. I think he's going to be on the end of our tongues the whole night for this game, because his name's going to pop up more and more. But I definitely think both teams now need to take just a minute to themselves as a team, come together. 5 minutes of scrappy play now, kind of in the same position. So Met need to hang on, and Notts need to see if they can put something to the ball.
I think you're exactly right there, Sam. I think both teams, as we see the replay coming up here, both teams just need to settle down a little bit. It's been a nervous and an edgy game as we've previewed this game and how big it is for both teams. A little bit scrappy at the moment, and I agree with you, both teams just need to settle down a little bit, especially Cardiff Met with a 7-point lead. Yes,
with a physical game like this, tight bodies in the midfield. Ben Murphy giving us a little grin as he gets kicked in the face with the ball, but yeah, scrum time.
As McKay kicks, it's a scruffy bounce, but it'll into the hands of Simpson, who kicks and wants to chase his own kick, and it was Gethin Cannon getting in the way, but spilt forward out to Vaughan. And Sammy Lee, the ball carrier, strong carry from him. He's carried well in this first half so far. Low ball, and it's another knock on from Maha. Referee brings it back, doesn't deem the advantage. I mean, it's another knock on from Ma, but it was a poor pass in fairness to him. This one was a little bit more forgiving than the last.
I'm sure he'll be telling his 9 that was a poor pass, but he definitely could have caught that. Again, going back to that scrappy play, both teams need to take a breather. Hopefully scrum time now, mid between 20 and 50 metres, just take a breather.
And you know, the intention, Nottingham have had a lot of possession in this first half, and it looks like the intention is clear. We've seen a couple of penalties where they've tapped and go, even on the halfway line, they could kick into territory. Is that, do you think, the way their lineouts have gone, they trust themselves running the ball a little bit more so far?
Yeah, I reckon definitely seeing how the first 4 lineouts went for them, that they'll probably be a bit more hesitant. But I also think it's the occasion. You've got a whole stadium packed full of Cardiff Met fans. They probably want to silence them a little bit, so maybe they're on edge to get that score, and they have definitely looked like they're going to get over that line. Just that finer detail, that final ball.
A great kick from McKay into 22, and he tiptoes along the line. That was really close from Simpson as he kicks back to Cardiff Met. Fantastic kick from Ross McKay. The Cardiff Met bench down here were appealing that his foot in touch. I think it was as well, but not given. Brilliant kick though from Ross McKay to get territory back.
Absolutely. If it's a physical game like this, kicks like that will prove the game. That'll be the finer details between both teams. And yeah, if I was a Cardiff Met bench, I'd probably claim that too. But I think Nottingham were fine on that one.
And we mentioned there, Nottingham happy to run the ball. Is that something Cardiff Met can, if they can win this kicking game?
I definitely think you saw the first 4 minutes, high flyers at Henry Curran on the wing. They definitely got that threat. I definitely think they'll go to it again, seeing he's already got one. But as I said, Nottingham have got exactly the same. They've showed they're a physical team, and I definitely think this game will be back and forth until the 80th minute.
Very slow moving maul as Nottingham come away with the ball. Blinkhorn trying to reach it from the base.
It's that man again.
Yeah, Sammy Lee. He's first receiver a lot of the time at the moment, along with number 12, Freddie Vaughan as well, as Nottingham spread it wide, and this man Sweetin with ball in hand. And a kick straight out of touch. Another mistake from Nottingham. Not that crucial, but it will give possession back to Cardiff Met just inside their own half. another little mistake. It's these little mistakes creeping into Nottingham's game that is killing them at the moment, isn't it?
It almost seems a little bit rushed. They've got the depth, they've got the players, they've got the hands that they've proven before, but Cardiff Met just seem to get that one over them again, and a little mistake in front of the Ultras probably won't help either.
Exactly. You do not want possession in front of them if you are an away side here. Ollie Arnold, can they get these line-outs right? It's tipped at the base, but it will come away. Arthur Moore coming away with the ball. Cardiff Met will retain possession. Cannon, and a good tackle, but a strong carry. Cardiff Met looks like a high tackle, penalty advantage as McKay tries to chip, but it's a poor kick, but will come back for the penalty. High tackle signalled by the referee, and Cardiff Met will have an opportunity to pin Nottingham back into territory as Ryan Sweetin is down for Nottingham at the moment. He's coming to get treatment as McKay kicks into the 22, and a roll goes up from the Archers. Not a bad kick from McKay. Just inside the Nottingham 22 as Sweetin comes back to the Nottingham line. He's okay to carry on. Huge opportunity here to make it 14-0, Sam.
Yeah, you see the Ultras are following the ball. They know, get behind their team now, can see them over the line again. And I see our man, Henry Cohen, in front of us, licking his lips as he's ready to go over the try line.
He literally was licking his lips then, wasn't he, Sam? Good handoff there. Patterson with a good carry. Nice set-piece move off the line-out. As they carry up with Wakefield, the man who's come in late addition today to the team. Good carry again, but strong defence from Nottingham. Terry, Liam Jones, driven back well by his opposite number, Sammy Lee. Cardiff Met looking for an angle in, Ben Murphy. Strong defence again from Nottingham. High line they are playing at the moment. Here, and the referee not happy there. Crossing, is he given? Yeah, and a penalty given for Nottingham. A silly penalty. I mean, when we talked to Ian Gardner yesterday, he mentioned that is one thing that they are giving away at the moment. Silly penalties at crucial times.
Yeah, if I was guards right now, I'd be looking at that as a 22 entry without a score. Nottingham clearly showing their defensive set is strong, no matter what minute of the game it is. But Cardiff Met really should have come away with something then.
It's a high line they're playing, isn't it? And might we see Cardiff Met see that in the second half or the latter part of this first half and look to kick in behind Nottingham?
Yeah, definitely. Key figures like Ross Mackay, as you said, have you seen before, the little nudge? He should really look about the space behind and see if he can try and get the ball in behind the defence, and see if they can adapt to that.
Quick, clean ball off the line out as Nottingham set up just inside their own half, and a great carry there by Vaughan will take them into Cardiff Met territory. Looking for an angle, they go short side again, they're keen on going short side. Digging for the ball is Blinkhorn. He's digging again, he's still digging, looking for a box kick. Left-footed kick goes up, Carrington calling for it, but Ardal Yallop is under it. He beats his first man again, and a great offload to Dylan Scott. First time we've called his name tonight. McKay out to Patterson. Good carry, he's still on his feet. Manages to crawl forward for another yard. Liam Jones met by Sweetin.
Could be turnover here.
And it will be a turnover. Another penalty given away from Cardiff Met. Strong defence from Nottingham. We've talked about them making mistakes, but they have defended well. Apart from that, obviously, that first minute.
Yeah, absolutely. For Nottingham, I take that as a win. Met have given away two silly penalties now that see Nottingham in the corner with a line-out opportunity.
And what a gather from Ross McKay as he manages to keep that in play. It was a brilliant kick into the corner, and he's jumped back in play with the ball and managed to prevent that going into touch as Carrington looks to spread his wings, and he gets away. Fast feet from Josh Carrington. He's still going. What a carry from him. But Ross McKay, absolutely brilliant off that kick. It was a brilliant kick initially from Anand, as we see Garrett fending off a tackler. Good carry from him. Blinkhorn looking for Sammy Lee again. Out to Vaughan. Simpson kicking. And Carrington back there will receive the ball into contact just over the Cardiff Met 10-metre line. Numbers this way as Terry calls for Ben Murphy in tighter. Ben Murphy will take up the ball.
There's space out here wide if they can get it.
That Nottingham high line still prevalent as Terry kicks over the top. High ball chase and Nottingham come away with it. That looked a little bit high. Penalty advantage yet to Nottingham.
It's a free ball for Nottingham
nice
now.
Run there by Anand. Nice dummy. Chopped down well done. The referee looks like will pull it back for the initial penalty. And a little bit more kicking now back and forth, Sam, between these two teams. Still it's scrappy as we see the high tackle here on the replay. Yeah, just a little bit high there from Ollie Smith. Just catches him a tiny bit high. But as we see the kicking game coming into the game a little bit more now, Sam.
Yeah, definitely. Josh Carrington for Cardiff Met under a lot of pressure. Definitely some good kicks from Anand on the Nottingham side. That's final little mistakes though. Nottingham in the corner. Lovely bit of talent from Ross Mackay to keep it in, but that should really be going out.
Absolutely, it was a brilliant kick. I mean, it would have set Nottingham up 5 metres out from the line, but fair play to Ross Mackay. He did brilliantly, and it's another loose line out from Nottingham. They'll be kicking themselves with these set pieces in this first half. As Cardiff Met come away with the ball with Cannon. Strong carry from him. Terry out to Liam Jones. He's met again. It looks like he's been targeted tonight. He's another strong carrier in this Cardiff Met team.
Oh, absolutely. But you can't fault the effort of Sammy Lee on the Nottingham side. He's been everywhere tonight.
Yeah. Numbers wide here for Cardiff Met. They're looking for an opening, looking to unlock this Nottingham defence, which, as we've mentioned, been very strong apart from the opening minute. Digging for the... Sorry, Sam, go on.
No, I was just going to say, it's very scrappy at ruck time, and maybe just clean that up a little bit. It'll be quicker ball for both teams.
Yeah. Alex Terry looking for a kick, perhaps. No. He goes to the short side. Nottingham still with the high line. They've got 3 back to defend against the kick as well. As Terry makes some room for a box kick. It's a good kick. As Scott will chase. He does well not to take his man in the air. Good discipline there from Scott. Come back with Anand out across the back line with room to run, going east-west. And a good inside ball will release Alex Garrett. And that's a good ball back into...
Cannon.
Back into Blinkhorn. Good tackle, a recovery tackle there. And the referee's reaching for a card. And he's going to give Gethin Cannon a yellow card. Cardiff Met reduced down to 14 men with roughly 10 minutes to play in this first half, and they will have to defend a 5-metre line out. And it's just coming up on the replay here, Sam. That is a killer for Cardiff Met just at the end of this half, as we see on the replay.
Yeah, I mean, it was great play from the Nottingham side, but definitely Gethin Cannon's a bit unlucky there.
Yeah, I don't really see what he's been punished there for. I mean, obviously the referee has a better view than we do there, but it was a quick decision he made. No complaints from Cannon, and Cardiff Met will have to play the rest of this first half with 14 men. As Sammy Lee drives towards the line. Nottingham less than 5 metres out now. Good tackle comes in from Patterson. Scramble defence for Cardiff Met. Will they go short side? Numbers going over to this short side. And they've held it up, Cardiff Met. Celebrating that defensive stand. Looks like Gus Patterson was in there disrupting play. He was the initial tackler. And they're not out of the woods yet, but that is a massive stand.
Yeah, you could definitely feel from the audience there the sigh of relief off of the Cardiff Met support. Nottingham, they'd be kicking themselves because that was definitely their time to shine and get into the game on the scoreboard.
And a little bit of housekeeping, I think, to do here with Gethin Cannon coming off the field with a yellow card in the scrum. They'll have to sort this out. Referee just having a word with Anand now. There's a man down for Cardiff Met. It looks like it might be Dylan Scott. And we've got this defensive stand coming up here at the moment. And Nottingham have got themselves into Cardiff Met territory, and they've either made a mistake or Cardiff Met have managed to turn the ball over somehow.
Oh. It almost looks like a stray Gus Patterson leg that kind of interfered there, but the ref deemed him legal. So
I mean, you saw Ollie Arnold coming across to give him a big tap on the back after that. So as we set for this scrum, it's a huge scrum for Cardiff Met. A narrow 7-point lead. I mean, we expected a high-scoring game here tonight, Sam. We've clearly jinxed it, but it's a cagey affair, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely a classic case of commentator's curse on that one. But hey, we've still got 40 minutes left to go. As we saw with the Swansea game on the VT previous, the second half picked up, and definitely this Met side and both Nottingham could do this as well. So we'll see.
Absolutely. The Cardiff Met front row chant goes up. They are still down to 14 men. Clean scrum needed. Referee's not happy with that one. We will reset. Yallop looked to take that ball off the base of the scrum then again. I don't know whether he did that just because the whistle was blown or whether that is a plan.
Well, it definitely gives it away to the Nottingham now, the defence, to see how it does. But as we said before, there's no easy stopping Ardal Yallop, so we'll see what happens now.
And he's, every time he's got ball in hand tonight, he has broke a tackle, so you can see why they are going back to him. It's run it until Nottingham prove they can stop it.
Yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Simple as. And Ardal Yallop's definitely giving the Met the front football today. So,
most important thing here, a clean scrum for Cardiff Met, and to be able to clear away possession as Yallop from the base goes again. Fends off the first man, fends off the second man, but it's a good tackle there from Garrett. He looked to get his arms around the ball and prize that free from Yallop. But there's a bit of afters here on the side. Referee hasn't seen it. It's Liam Jones involved. It's broken up now as Alex Terry will dig for the ball. Liam Jones goes there in search of the ball as well, just securing the kick for Terry as he will get us over halfway into play. Just over halfway. Good clearance kick from Alex Terry. And we'll see this Ardal Yallop carry again, Sam. I mean, we talked about it there at the reset, and they came out with it.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a Nine's nightmare, seeing that man run at you. So,
as Nottingham pick up this Maha over halfway. Sweetin looking wide again. Here's Vaughan. Vaughan making ground, but a good tackle comes in from Alex Terry. Will force him out of play. Nottingham looking to take that quickly, but referee not happy, having a word with his touch judge.
There's a few comms to whether who came off.
Yeah.
I believe it's a Nottingham line out.
Yeah, as we've just seen a replay of that carry coming up here, Sam. I mean, Freddie Vaughan, the number 12, he's key in this Nottingham team, isn't he? He's carried the ball really, really well so far.
Yeah, every time he's touched the ball, he's found a bit of space or let someone into that little space. But it does make you think if you just ran that extra bit, like run straight a little bit more to give him space.
North-south rather than east-west.
Yes, exactly, because the touchline seems to be his friend at the minute.
Nottingham will gain the penalty. Will they opt for points before half-time? No, they won't. They're going to kick to the corner. Understandable with the man advantage. With just over 2.5 minutes or so on the scoreboard here at Kincoid to go in this first half. Cardiff Met will be desperate to keep Nottingham out and take this 7-point lead into half-time. Another line out for Nottingham. They've had their problems here tonight, but it's a short one as they drive towards the line. The men in green driving, but they've managed to turn it around. Where is that ball? It's still with Nottingham. And looks like Cardiff Met have turned it over, and there's a little bit of afters. And a lot of handbags now. Lots of frustrations. Boiling over a little bit. Ardal Yallop is in there. No surprise. All handbags at the moment. Referees just hands on hips, letting the players sort this out themselves. I mean, it's a testament to how big this game is, isn't it, Sam? Frustrations building. There's a little bit of a shove there, was it, by Liam Jones? So you can see why the Nottingham players have reacted the way they have. And Liam Jones was involved in a little bit of a set two earlier on, about 5 minutes ago. So he's obviously got the backup of these Nottingham players, and this fixture is huge, isn't it, for both teams?
I think tensions are definitely unveiling now. We've got 2 minutes till the half-time whistle. Both teams know how tense this game is, and yeah, both captains getting talking to here quite rightly, but don't think anything malicious is in that.
Yeah, I think good referee in here as well, just having a word with both captains. He stood out of that, just let the players sort it out themselves, and he's just having a word with both captains now to remind them that that's not going to stand, and we've got a game of rugby to play and not a boxing match.
Yeah, it's absolutely. I think the referee's sick of refereeing a boxing match in a minute.
So we will come back for the Nottingham penalty. Cardiff Met just having a little bit of a chat through. Crucial period for them on this line out. And we'll just knock it into touch, and we will go again with another Nottingham line out.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? Key threat like getting Cannon off the pitch. If I was Nottingham, I'd go to the line out, especially.
It will be Cantle to throw again. Will they go short again? They go to the middle. And it's a little bit loose. Untidy, a little bit loose, but they managed to gather it.
Bit of a knock on there.
And he is going to give a knock on. That was loose. Another mistake at the line out from Nottingham. Cardiff Met have got away with another one. But a good drive from them as well. Also, they'll need a strong scrum. And just to get into half-time here, I think both teams probably need half-time at the moment.
Absolutely. I mean, Nottingham now 3 occasions, not to fault their attack, but that's 3 mistakes now. They've stopped themselves scoring. They've been in this 22 for the past 10 minutes and haven't come away with anything. So if I was Nottingham's coach coming into half-time now and with nothing on the board, I'd be a bit gutted.
Yeah, Paul Westgate will have a lot of words for his side, but so will Ian Gardner. I mean, he's got to be pleased with aspects of this performance, but I think he would like to have more ball in hand in this second half when they get back to 15 men. Nottingham have controlled the lion's share of possession, haven't they, as we see the scrum being fed by Terry. And a big knock on forward. Is that going to be the end of the half? Doesn't look like it. On the referee's watch, we are still playing, and Nottingham will have another opportunity at scrum time. That was Gus Patterson with the spill. I mean, that's a huge mistake, isn't it?
I think it sums up your the conversation with Ian Gardner in the sense that those finer details, you've won the ball back 3 times from a Nottingham mistake and then do that yourself and put yourself under a lot of pressure. I'm sure he didn't mean to, but now his team are going to have to dig deep right before the half-time whistle.
And are those kind of things, you talked about killer instinct before this game. Are those kind of things, something that Cardiff Met perhaps doesn't have, that killer instinct to not make those mistakes? So the sides like Loughborough, Hartpury, Bath do. They've cut out those mistakes, and that's where they are in the table at the moment.
I definitely wouldn't count a team like Cardiff Met or Nottingham. I definitely think every team has that killer instinct. It's just how they adapt to the game and really show that. So they're like Gus, probably thinking too far ahead before catching the ball, and definitely go forth. But I wouldn't say no team has a killer instinct, and I definitely think first 2 minutes of this game through Henry Kerwin, they definitely showed from a Met point of view the killer instinct. And as you said, through Nottingham set play, they've come down the near touchline near us twice now and just slipped away with no points. So I definitely think the killer instinct's there. It's just I don't think it's been on full show yet.
Blinkhorn into the scrum, and it's O'Byrne taken from the base. Another handling error will come out to
open field.
An open look for Patterson as he goes through, takes Cardiff Met over midfield, and what an opportunity here for Cardiff Met. Yallop again. He's still on his feet, still going forward, drives to the 22, but it's a spilled ball. Another mistake, and surely that will be half-time.
I think there's another talking to coming here.
Just waiting for the referee signal.
It's a great run on the replay.
Break. Looking for the offload, wasn't he? Just didn't have a man there.
Just out of reach.
And both teams just take a breath after that period of play.
I'll say trying to keep up for us, little mistakes again, like end to end, and even seen on the near side here with Henry Cohen again. There was so much open space, and that final little bit.
Referee just taking a second. He's going to establish where he wants the scrum from. Both sets of players, hands on hips at the moment. Frustrated looks on faces at the moment. It's really tight. It's really cagey. Lots of mistakes, as we've mentioned, but this is an opportunity for Cardiff Met to win this scrum potentially and fashion a chance at the end of this half.
I definitely think both forwards packs are looking forward to that half-time whistle, especially with the physicality in this first half. I think there'll be a sigh of relief, especially when the whistle goes.
And a chance for the ball boys, the ball girls, to dry that ball at the moment, because it seems to be slipping out of hands quite easily from both sides.
Yes, I think the temperature's dropping on Kincoid tonight, which isn't affecting play, but certainly is for the fans.
It is a rare dry night here at Kincoid, but that will be the half-time whistle. Cardiff Met with a super fast start to the half, taking an early lead through Henry Kerwin, and they hold a 7-point lead going into half-time over the University of Nottingham. A really, really big half coming up here for both sides as they jog off, as we will see the first half highlights here. Sam, sum up your thoughts of that first half. Sorry.
I think we definitely cursed it at the start of the game when we said it'd be a high-scoring game. But look, like Henry Kerwin, long strides there under the post, and definitely set the only score for the game so far. But they've definitely left a lot out there, both sides. Nottingham should have scored at least another 2, especially in the corner. And with that yellow card off, you definitely thought they'd be on the board, but Met with a lucky escape.
We'd love to say that try set the tone for the game, but it really hasn't, really, is it? As we mentioned, it's been a really tight, low-scoring affair, real cagey affair. As we see the Cardiff Met team, they haven't gone into the changing rooms at the moment. Ian Gardner just pacing at the back of that group. And I think Ben Murphy just having a word with his troops about where do they need to improve in the second half. We mentioned that killer instinct. We mentioned mistakes from both teams. Personally, I think Cardiff Met just need to get a bit more ball in hand and take this to the Nottingham defence a little bit more.
Yeah, as you said, I think both key words in both huddles for Nottingham and Cardiff Met would be control. It seems a little bit sometimes they've been rushed. Those fine handling mistakes and stuff like that will come from control. And in that Cardiff Met huddle right now, I'm sure this message will be the same as it was before the game. Clear up and attack.
Do you think because they haven't had the lion's share of possession in this game, when they do get possession, they're trying to rush things a little bit and, thinking that possession won't come back, and that is causing mistakes and handling errors and penalties to be given away?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every team wants to be attacking all the time, and in that first half, Cardiff Met definitely had their fair share of defence, and they proved very good seeing with the 0 on the scoreboard. But that open play there, that final little bit with Jack Statton in the corner, maybe that final pass or the kick through just to get under the post again is missing a little bit. And for Nottingham, I'd be gutted. They've clearly shown attacking threat, and 3 attacking scrums in the 22. They really should have come across with a score at half time. But
massive second half coming up for both teams. We're going to take a break here in the commentary box and throw back down to Alex Hyman, who's pitchside.
Thanks very much, Alid. What a first half it was, blimey. An early score for Cardiff Met, right in the corner behind where we are at the moment. And then Nottingham responded so well indeed. And a yellow card, unfortunately, for Cardiff Met midway through that first half for Gethin Cannon. So it will be fascinating to see how that second half plays out. All to play for. Now, before we move on to the second half, there's a lot we want to talk about. And there's a lot of sport that goes on around campus. And that's exactly why we've got Matty Sears here joining me on pitch side, not in the studio. Matty, it's been an incredible last few weeks for you. You've been champions in the BUCS Prem South. You're the assistant coach for the men's hockey team. First of all, a huge congratulations. You must be ecstatic.
Yes, no, absolutely. It's been a tough campaign for us, but we set our stall out at the start of the season to get promoted. We had 2 tasks: get promoted, and if we can, let's go unbeaten. We managed to achieve that, finishing on the 31st of January. With a 3-1 win over Exeter. As I say, tough campaign for us, but we've achieved what we set out to at the start of the season, and for us, we're now looking forward to our promotion playoff, which will be in March sometime against Edinburgh. So job's not finished just yet, but if we can get through that and get ourselves promoted properly up to the BUCS National, we'll be delighted.
Yeah, I mean, still work to do, as you say. It seems like you've got a very good perspective at the moment, seeing the job is not finished yet. You've still got, as I said, work to do. But before we move on to speaking about that important playoff, tell me about the teams you've had to go through to get to this stage.
Yeah, sure. We've come through a lot of difficult challenges. We've played against the Exeters, Baths, a very strong university outfits, particularly when we talk about Bath, of course, the idea of sort of varsity coming up. So playing against Bath 2s. Tough challenges, very organised sides, very good technical sides that we've come up against, but the bunch of lads that we've got, we've sort of corralled them from being a bunch of misfits into a very organised, a very strong technical hockey team. And I think that's really sort of suited us well as we've got towards the end of the season. We've been sort of a very united squad, and that unity has really pulled us through the tough times.
I mean, you've just heard a little bit about there to the people watching. There is so many talented athletes, not just in rugby, not just in hockey, but around the whole campus. And we spoke a little bit earlier in the programme about the rugby team having such a good philosophy for their players in terms of moving on after their university careers.
Yeah.
You've got a few older players as captains, as vice captains. James Tyson, I know we spoke a little bit off air about him. How important is it for them moving forward, these results?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it really stands them in a good stead. Their university programme can't be overlooked in terms of the sort of the perspective it gives them in terms of university hockey is very different to club hockey, both in the way it's played and what you can get out of it. And it really leads them into their, as I say, club hockey and potentially representative honours. We've got a couple of players in the team who are looking to gain Welsh caps, potentially a couple of guys looking towards the EDP programme. And their BUCS hockey experiences certainly feed into that. As I say, it's a slightly different style of hockey, but certainly it really gives them great experiences in terms of, one, squad unity, playing with a bunch of people who are different to the kind of people you're going to be playing with on weekends, but also the idea of playing against different oppositions, as I say, it's slightly more unstructured, so it's certainly a great challenge for those guys.
Well, Matty, I really appreciate you coming on to tell us about the success. Another huge congratulations.
Thank you very much.
But for now, we love hearing about that success around campus, but we also love hearing about wider Welsh success. So we went down to the home of Welsh boxing to learn more about a very talented young boxer with an extraordinary story.
For me, the getting in the ring, fighting is the easy part. It's the training, it's the waking up early mornings. Got to a point where that's all I know. I don't know anything else. Being in that routine of training, I'd be lost without any kind of training. I don't believe there's anything for me other than boxing. My name's Corey Jones. I'm 19 years old, fight at 54 kilo. Started boxing when I was the age of 8. My mum put me into it because I was really small in school, and I think she thought I was going to get bullied, to be honest, but it didn't work out that way. Like I say, I started when I was 8, and then I went into the Myler Boxing Club. They got me a couple fights, couple wins, couple losses. They eventually entered me into the Welsh Championships, which I won. And then I've won the championships pretty much every year since then, which has built up to now on the elite programme, hoping to get to the next Commonwealth Games. I've won multiple international medals for the country, 5-time national champion also. And I've beat multiple national champions from different countries also along the way. I've always been fighting, sparring people who are bigger than me naturally, and then normally the only time I get to have a fight against someone my own weight is in an actual bout. So all my preparation's always been kind of sparring, fighting bigger people, to be honest. But it makes me stronger when I'm in there because it makes them feel like they're not nowhere near as big as the people I'm used to, kind of thing. My first senior fight was against a 30-year-old man. Mentality is always to go and get gold for sure. I'd like to get onto Team GB eventually if the offers were there. This programme's definitely bettered me as a person and as a fighter as well. Like I say, to even put the Welsh vest on and represent my country. If it's the Commonwealth Games, little tournament, no matter how big or small, it's always an honour to represent your country. I think everyone's had a major part in my mentality. My mum, for sure, having me very young, so she had me when she was like 17 and she was in uni, well looking after me. Obviously my boxing coach, he's always filled me with a mindset from a young age that you go in there to win, and that's the mentality. You don't go in there to come second or to lose, you know what I mean? I've got quite an obsessive personality, so I'm pretty obsessed with boxing, so that's all I think about all the time, and that's my main goal. I don't really think about anything else. Got says life's a gamble here. That's what I believe. No regrets. But the most meaningful one out of them all is my one on my neck. That's for my sister, who passed away with cystic fibrosis, which was back in around lockdown time. For me now, one of the main motivations I've got is obviously to make my sister proud as well. And it's taught me, like I say, to live my life in terms of tomorrow is never promised, because, like I say, she was in and out of hospital. It was like a normal thing for her, and then one day, flip of a switch, you know what I mean? It's one of them. I truly believe that you need to live your life now and make the most of when I'm young and create a big future for myself. I did actually win my first fight after my sister passed, because I know it was always a thing. She didn't really like watching and stuff like that. Like my mum, I don't think nobody likes watching me fight. Who cares about me? But yeah, I think it definitely meant a lot more to win after my sister passed, for sure. Especially like every fight I have now. When I win, I always think about my sister all the time, because that's one of my main motivations now, is to do well, not just for me but for her as well.
Welcome back ahead of a massive second half. Cardiff Met still out on the field as we see, Sam, the first half highlights coming up here. It was a really, really quick start for this Cardiff Met side. Henry Kirwan going in, as we mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely. A lovely start to the game as he speeds through the far touchline.
The Archers loved that one. And there was a little bit of handbags, as we mentioned. This game's so crucial for both teams. Frustrations building a little bit, but it was quickly sorted. And then a good carry here, but spilt at the base. And a good break for Cardiff Met. We thought they might just nab a try before the end of that half, as we see one of the Ultras here not having the best of times. He's ruined his trousers. He'll be gutted. He can't go out like that.
It's not just slippery ball tonight then. Clearly the floor's a bit slippery as well. Poor bloke.
But they're having a good time anyway. We talked about, these sides, and interestingly, Cardiff Met haven't gone back into the changing rooms at half-time, Sam. Nottingham have. Why do you know a little bit more inside the camp? Does that happen often with the Cardiff Met sides? What could that mean?
Not that I've seen, but especially at home, you'd like to think they'd probably go back in, but maybe it's a mindset thing. Keep them on the pitch, keep them ready, second half ready, because 7-0 is good for the Met side, but if I was Dr. Ian Gardner, I'd definitely expect more from the side.
Is that a mentality move from him to keep these lads out there? I mean, we see them now, they're lined up ready to go, as Nottingham are not even out yet. Is that making them not relax and go back into the changing rooms and fiddle around with boots and perhaps go on phones and stuff like that? It's all about getting together, getting heads together, talking about what they need to do in this second half and being ready to go as soon as possible in the second half.
Yeah, ultimately it's kept them together as a team. Each one of them, you can see on the pitch, they're talking to each other, chatting about the next play. Knots have gone in and Met are ready raring to go. You can see the boys eyeing up the edge of the field now where Nottingham might come on, and yeah, I definitely think it might be a mindset thing, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's been led by Ben Murphy or a player-led thing, because yeah, they look ready to go.
And perhaps that will give them a fast start like they had in the first half. We said, in the first half, both teams needed this half-time break. Cardiff Met, they need to get ball in hand, don't they, a little bit more in this second half. They've managed to hold off Nottingham at the moment, as we see Nottingham come out of the changing rooms. But this isn't going to last much longer if they keep giving Nottingham opportunities at the 5-metre line.
Yeah, absolutely. It's either going to go two ways. Both teams keep making mistakes. Someone will capitalise on it eventually. Or we might see another tight brawl like the first half, especially with the handbags thrown.
As we're just about ready to get underway for the second half, Ross McKay with ball in hand. The Ultras ready to go as well, as we get underway for a massive second half here at King Coyd. And it's fumbled, is it, initially? No, the referee judges it to have come off a leg. Ooh, Nottingham, I wasn't sure about that either.
That's a tight decision, that one.
Ma spreading it wide, Nottingham looking to go wide again like they did in the first half. That's taken up by Adarian. As Blinkhorn from the base looks to go himself but can't find any space, and taken up again by Sammy Lee. He had a good first half with ball in hand. Massive tackle goes in for Ben Murphy in the midfield.
A little bit high on that one.
And a little bit of a high tackle there. Referee not playing advantage. Nottingham still with the man advantage. Nope, apologies, Gethin Cannon is back on the field. So even strength going into this second half, and Nottingham will have an early penalty. Not the best of kicks there. I think he could have got a bit more distance on that standpoint, potentially.
Absolutely. I think line-outs now will be interesting, especially in front of the Ultras, which aren't giving him an easy time. And Geff Cannon being back in the picture, this could be an interesting line-out for him.
Cantle to throw. As it's a clean take from Nottingham as they go quick ball from the base of the ruck. Here's Vaughan, skips inside, fends off a tackler. Great carry from Freddie Vaughan. Moves Nottingham up towards the 5 metre line.
Oh, big carry.
Fred Marr, good carry from him. Now they've got runners through the forwards as they gain up to the 5 metre line. Quick ball for Nottingham, Sweetin darts in, but a good tackle coming in. They go to the other side with Marr.
Oh, he's over.
And he's over the line, waiting for a signal from the referee, held up on the line. Cardiff Met managed to stick with Marr. As he goes over the line, they'll have a defensive clear out. Huge stand early in this game, Sam.
Yeah, I mean, you can just hear the noise from the crowd picking up, and Nottingham yet again, as we see on the replay, just missing out on that scoring opportunity.
Another squandered opportunity for Nottingham, as Cardiff Met will have a goal line dropout, and it will be taken by Will Derbyshire back in field to Simpson. And
oh, lovely step.
Through a good step there by Garrett. Cannon looking to disrupt. Simpson, good carry there by Barker. Short side again. Marr.
Lovely carry.
Good offload to Marr. And Nottingham through the hands again. Sweetin. They like to get him with room to run, but he's chopped down and a great turnover in the middle there.
Jack Statton's off.
It's Jack Statton. He's ripped the ball out and he's carried it himself.
There's space on the wing here if they can get it to Dylan Scott.
Huge defensive play. Good kick from Mackay over the top. Scott looking to keep it in play, just doesn't manage it. But a good idea, good kick from Mackay as well. But what about that from Jack Statton, Sam? He rips it off, rips it out with the hand of the Nottingham defender. As we see it coming up the replay, we'll have the replay soon. But what a defensive play from him.
Yeah, absolutely. It's little bits like that are vital. Quick turnover ball, getting it to the wing, and really putting Met on that front foot, and just fingertip touches there from Dylan Scott. Couldn't quite get hold of it, but yeah, Nottingham back in charge of the ball.
Another line out, not challenged by Cardiff Met. Oof. Sammy Lee with another big carry, stood up by two men. Tried to keep him up, but he does eventually go to ground. Sweetin looking for an overlap here. Nottingham have got numbers out to Derbyshire. Derbyshire looking inside, and it will be a try. Nottingham finally over the line. It's Max Blinkhorn, the scrum half. A lovely little move on this side. A draw the man inside. Yeah. Easy pass into Blinkhorn, and they're over there, Sam.
Yeah, he's been at the centre of everything for Nottingham in the past 5 minutes, or in this half. He's clearly shown that this Nottingham side have come out to play, and yeah, that try's been out on that field waiting for the past 40 minutes, and they've really shown that.
It has, and it's that man Freddie Vaughan as well. He's involved with play again. He's been a massive carry for Nottingham, and it should be a simple enough kick for Captain Anand as he converts and draws this game level. So finally, we can't say it hasn't been coming, Sam. Cardiff Met have done so well so far to keep Nottingham out, but they do finally get over the whitewash and we are level.
Yeah, absolutely. Nottingham with quick changes of play from coast to coast, and yeah, they've definitely shown that attacking threat, and Met have been able to reply, but just slipped away from Josh Carrington in the final tackle there, and yeah, Nottingham see themselves level.
So a regroup needed for Cardiff Met. A fast start to the second half from Nottingham.
Yeah, Met really needs to go at them now and get back on the scoreboard, because 7-0 doesn't justify this game for them.
Ross McKay with a shallow kick, and it's knocked on. Cardiff Met will hold on to possession with Arnold. He takes it through. And a scrum for Cardiff Met. They'll come back for the original knock-on. Again, another handling error. I mean, I'm getting bored of saying it now, Sam. It's been a little bit arduous, hasn't it, from both sides. Where, as we see the replay here, another angle of this try. It's really well worked out, and it's just a simple pass inside to Blinkhorn and a simple finish in the end.
Yeah, I think every coach's nightmare, the key word of communication, I definitely think that was in play there. They knew exactly where each other were, and yeah, definitely saw the try confirm.
Scrum just inside Nottingham territory on the 10-metre line. Strong scrum needed for Cardiff Met. And it looks good as Yallop takes from the base again, but drops off to Terry. Carrington looking inside, but he spills forward. And Nottingham will play the advantage. And a long clearing kick will bring the advantage to end. McKay out to Patterson.
Backs versus forwards out here if they can get it out.
An overlap, and that's a forward pass. Another mistake in this game. As you said, Sam, that was backs against forwards. That was an opportunity, and you know, I know we're not inside the 22 or anything, but that is a big opportunity again, isn't it?
Yeah, the message would have gone out that they mismatched numbers, and that final mistake again, as I said in the first half, like it just seems a little bit rushed. A few seconds on the ball, straighten up. Dylan Scott, straighten up and simply give the quick shimmy dummy, and they were in. But Nottingham yet again see another scrum.
Yeah, and this second half really taking the shape of how the first half ended. Scrappy, mistakes, and we go to another scrum. As we wait for breaks in play here, we'll give you updates of scores from around BUCS coming up soon, as Nottingham come through and they go wide again, out to, and a good carry there, goes back inside. Here's Anand into Lee. Lee's chopped down by Ben Murphy. Every time I seem to see a good tackle, it's Ben Murphy making it. Huge in defence. Carrington clears over the head of us. Decent kick from Carrington. Will get Cardiff Met out of the 22. Decent period of play here for Nottingham, Sam.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of pressure on Cardiff Met at the minute. They haven't seemed to leave their half, and yeah, Nottingham come out of the second half with a real keen eye to look at every error Cardiff Met have to offer.
And we're looking at our crosstown rivals here, Cardiff University. They lost 32-17 to Leeds Beckett earlier on in Yorkshire. So that is that's a big result for Leeds as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Cardiff Met boys went up to Yorkshire last week and saw a 31-all draw, and so they've seemed to have put 60+ points on two Cardiff teams the past 2 weeks, so that's good for them.
Brilliant kick from Terry. Just waiting for a signal. That looks like it has stayed inside. And I'm looking at my paper here, Sam. Listen to this. Hartbury 33, Loughborough 0 at half-time.
Wow.
That is a surprise. At half-time, Hartbury 33 up on the leaders, Loughborough.
Wow, I don't have an answer for you, Aled. I'm in shock.
That is a huge result. We have Exeter against Bath as well this evening. That will have ramifications for this game as well, as Nottingham gather at the line-out and look to drive with Cantle. Still moving this Nottingham maul. Cardiff Met now come in. Short side again. Terry. Good defence. They've kept it inside. Cantle. Back to Murphy. With a goose step from Ben Murphy. Brilliant bit of skill from the prop.
That's highlight reel worthy, that one. I'm sure.
Mackay looking for Kerwin on this other side. And a bit of a scruffy take, but no penalty from the referee. And Patterson looked to kick through. Was there a tug on the shirt? I think there was, and the referee is going to award a penalty. There was a tug on the shirt of Patterson as he kicked through. Cardiff Met with a penalty inside the Nottingham 22. Huge opportunity here for Cardiff Met, Sam.
Yeah, off the back of that Ben Murphy masterclass, Cardiff Met see themselves under the post, and yeah, you'd really be kicking yourself if you're Nottingham. You go level on the board and you give away a silly penalty like that.
And it will be Ross Mackay opting for the post to give Cardiff Met the lead. As we see the replay coming up here, it was off the initial kick, contested ball. It was Sweetin just fanned on it, really. I don't know what he was doing, but Gus with a kick through, and we see the little tug there. Referee in a good position to see it and award the penalty, and this is a huge opportunity for Cardiff Met to take the lead through Ross Mackay. And he kicks it way over the fence. No doubt about that one. Takes Cardiff Met into a 3-point lead. Points tonight. I mean, it's such a tight game. Those points could be crucial at the end, those little 3-point penalties here and there.
Absolutely. With the penalty count as it is and both sides little mistakes there, those points would be vital for both teams. And if Nottingham get an opportunity like that, I'm sure they'd probably take them as well.
Do you think that's the right decision there to take a relatively easy 3 points, or would you be tempted, if you're Ben Murphy, to go for touch or perhaps a scrum at that position?
You'd always be tempted, but I'm sure the shouts from the coaches on the sideline and the trusted boot of Ross Mackay would have definitely backed himself in front of the sticks to put that over.
As we restart over the line, and that is the substitute Will Owen, as Cardiff Met making some changes in that period. First time we've called Will Owen's name this evening. Good strong carry, looking for an avenue to kick. Terry with some footwork, and a box kick goes up. Who's chasing? Kerwin's there, and it's misjudged but gathered by Nottingham right in front of the Archers crowd, and it's a knock on. Another handling error from Nottingham will hand the ball back to Cardiff Met, and this is an opportunity for them to get ball in hand and really use this momentum from that penalty and going ahead.
Yeah, key moment of the game. I mean, another scrum for both sides. Those forwards must be hating their jobs right now, but yeah, definitely for the Nottingham side, you don't want to be in that place in front of the Ultras. You could probably enter some dark times in front of those guys.
And that's an interesting point you make there. We've seen lots of scrums, lots of line-outs from handling errors, from kicks, from all sorts, penalties. How much does that take out of these forwards? You know, we know how taxing ruck play, maul play, defensive play is. What about the set pieces? Is it an opportunity to get a rest, or is it more taxing on them?
I'm sure the boys week in, week out practice their set plays, and I'm sure they'll be happy to see a line out or a scrum. Just maybe not about 14 times in a game. But I'm definitely sure open play will kill them a little bit more than the set plays. So I think they'll be enjoying that a lot more.
And for Cardiff Met, Isaac Marsh is on as well. Just looking to see who they've replaced. Isaac Marsh.
Looks like Gus Patterson.
Yeah, potentially. Changing the centre there. Referee telling Blinkhorn to go back. A challenge kick here. Good kick, and Carrington's won that. Out to Dylan Scott. He's got Terry overlapping him. Can he find him? Good carry initially from Scott into Adil Yallop, moving into the 22, still going, he's backed by his teammates.
Doing what he does best.
It goes to ground. Sam Berry, the substitute, on as well. Cannon. Good carry again from Cannon. Max Brown on as well, and here he is. Wholesale changes here for Cardiff Met as the finishers come on and play a part in this drive. Moving towards the line, and they get the penalty. Alex Terry thought about taking it quickly. A really, really good period of play there from Cardiff Met.
Yeah, the question is now, do they go for the safe option like they did before with Ross Mackay's boot, or, oh no, Sam Berry's opted to the corner?
They're answering that question pretty quickly. A decisive decision. They're going for the corner and taking this momentum. That was a note. We called his name so many times tonight.
Yes.
Adil Yallop taking the ball up. He's so key, isn't he, for this team? As we say it for the replay, it's a good kick, and Josh Carrington initially does excellently to get into that ball. He spills it backwards, but that's fine, isn't it? It's good enough.
Yeah, he's got the support of his fellow archers there to help him out.
Huge line out here for Cardiff Met. If they can take a 17-7 advantage, that could be huge in this low-scoring game. We're just waiting for Yallop to get some treatment in the midfield. He's up. He's okay to carry on. He's not gonna come out of this game.
I think he's deserved as well rest for the minute.
Yeah. Cardiff Met now come to the line out. Clean ball needed. Will they go short and look to drive? Good clean line out.
Sacked.
Nottingham setting up defensively. Cardiff Met rumble over the line, and the referee doesn't. He doesn't need to get close to that. He knows it's a try. It's over, and the Ultras are going mad. A great try for Cardiff Met. Simple try in the end. I mean, it was a simple line out, and they were over straight away.
Oh, absolutely. We may not have seen it in person, but you could just see by the substitutes. Max Surrey, for instance, clapping his hands. He knew the job was done. Met 15-7 up.
We're just seeing the replay, trying to figure out who was actually carrying the ball in that ruck. Lots of bodies under that. Looks like it was Max Brown, number 20, the replacement. As Sam Berry looks to add on 2 more points.
Oh, lovely nudge.
And that kick is over. He was just fading at the end, but does enough to give Cardiff Met a 10-point lead. Huge response to that Nottingham try. They've got ball in hand and they've made the most of it, Sam.
Oh, absolutely. The super subs come on. Sub Max Brown, Sam Berry slotting the points. Yeah, they've come in the second half of the mission now.
They've made those changes, and how crucial could those changes be? You know, putting some more emphasis into this game. They would have been watching from the sideline, watching those mistakes. They would have been frustrated coming on the field, wanting to rectify and put a performance in for this team.
Oh, absolutely. We've already mentioned all the substitutes' names in the past 5 seconds, and clearly they've made an impact. So, 17-7 is definitely down to them at this point.
Yallop coming in to secure the ball. Terry will box kick. Good height, good distance on the box kick. Not much of a chase, but Simpson will carry back as Nottingham look to spread it wide. Here's Vaughan. Out wide and a good tackle on Adarian.
Nottingham need to get this ball wide now.
Sweetin looking for some space. Out wide, and it's mishandled, but a good carry there from Cantle. What's he doing on the wing? But he handled that well, in fairness to him. And Lee not opting to take it up himself this time. Nottingham looking to spread it wide again. Coast to coast attack for Nottingham, but they're not going anywhere. It's another penalty won by Cardiff Met. Strong defence. The Ultras are going crazy. Absolutely brilliant. Last couple of 10 minutes from Cardiff Met, really, Sam.
Well, it's that key word, as I said, control. Past 10 minutes, they've kept hold of the ball. They've played their rugby. Let Nottingham run. We'll tackle them down. Men over the ball, and now we'll kick to the corner and go again like we just did.
And you could see there, Nottingham looking to go coast to coast. They're looking to spread it wide. And Cardiff Met are just funneling across, aren't they, and dealing with those. They didn't gain any ground in that time. Nottingham may have to look to kick, which I think suits Cardiff Met.
Well, Nottingham's kicking game has been good for them, and they need to straighten up and go a little bit because their attacking threat is there. They just haven't found that little killer instinct, as I said before.
Just outside the 5-metre line, another line-up for Cardiff Met. They were absolutely ruthless the last time they were in the 22. Can they take advantage again? Good clean take again as they look to rumble on the maul, but they'll get it out here, and it's a good pass inside to Isaac Marsh.
Oh.
And a penalty awarded to Cardiff Met, really close to the line. They'll have it from 5 metres out. A good carry there from Isaac Marsh. The substitute again. We've mentioned the replacements. Isaac Marsh this time into the attack.
Back to the line out they go.
Back to the line. I thought they might have gone for a scrum there to keep the possession on, but clearly feel that they are superior in the line out at the moment. And I mean, it worked last time, so why not?
I was going to say, I'll phrase what I said earlier. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Clearly, they've 17-7 on the board due to their lineouts and stuff like that. So, yeah, go back for it.
Quick line out to be taken. Good, clean win, but referee's not happy. Possibly not straight. Just waiting for a signal from the referee. Would possibly reset that line out. Wasn't happy with something.
I think he said closing the gap there.
We will reset the line out, so we'll need to go again. Clean ball needed again for Cardiff Met.
Lovely take.
It's one again, as Nottingham don't really challenge, they just set up their counter maul.
Edging their way forward.
Yeah, Cardiff Met rumbling towards the line, looking to bring it to ground. Referee's there and his arm is up for another Cardiff Met try. It's a line out off the top, a rolling maul and score again. That is a huge try for Cardiff Met. Just looking again who was under that ball.
The Archers are going wild.
Looks like possibly it was Will Owen, taken off the top by Ollie Smith. As Cardiff Met, it went sideways initially, but they managed to keep it alive and keep that ball moving towards the line. Referee with a quick decision there. Couldn't quite see who that was, Sam. I think it was Will Owen, but I'm not 100% sure.
I'll trust the ref's decision because I don't know how he saw who got that. But yeah, Nottingham really need to talk to themselves now and come out with some sort of result because, yeah, Met are now started to speed up.
And it's off the crossbar. Agonisingly close there. So Cardiff Met will take a 22-7 lead. A huge, huge last 15 minutes of this game. Could this be crucial? Nottingham now making some replacements as Fred Marr comes off and scrum half Max Blinkhorn comes off as well.
It worked for Met. Could it work for Nottingham?
We're also seeing Connor O'Byrne is off and Ollie Barker as well. Number 18, Kane Fleary is on for Nottingham. He's amongst that ruck. New scrum half as well. Here is number 20, the replacement, Harry Williams. Scrum half, new scrum half is Max Cornford. Cornford from the base. Out to Sammy Lee. Nottingham looking to go wide again, and they find a wide man, but he comes back inside. Good carry though.
Free ball again here as well. Free ball with the advantage.
First time Fleary is carried tonight. Out to Anand. It was Anand, the captain, looking to get play moving for Nottingham, but will come back for the penalty. And just around the 22, straight in front of the posts. Would they go for the points here, do you think, Sam?
I think he's just called scrum.
I think he's just called scrum, yeah.
Which is an interesting option, really, seeing as if you have a confirmed option at 3 points right in front of the sticks, or go to the line out. That's an interesting choice, that.
It is an interesting choice, indeed. Nottingham clearly feel like they can pose the threat to Cardiff Met from this scrum, but as we've said time and time again, it'll need to be a clean feed and take from the scrum. That isn't guaranteed in this game, is it? From both sides that we've seen so far.
As we see Liam Jones coming back onto the pitch, if I was Cardiff Met, I'd be licking my lips right now, seeing they took the scrum rather than 3 points. You'd definitely think you can go at them now, and Nottingham really need to come away with a score, otherwise they've given away a 3-point opportunity.
Absolutely. And it will be the new man Cornford to feed the scrum. Good, quick scrum for Nottingham as they come up with Vaughan. Anand out wide to Simpson. He had Derbyshire there as well, but opted to go back inside. Here is Lee. Forced back, good tackle. And it's knocked on, and Cardiff Met will win the penalty. That was Max Surrey with a brilliant tackle in the midfield. Because, Sammy Lee has been one of the main ball carriers for Nottingham tonight. Similar to Ardal Yallop on the Cardiff Met side, he's been Nottingham's go-to to break a tackle, hasn't he?
Yeah, in the forwards, Sammy Lee has been incredible. He's still going, and he's clearly showing Nottingham's attacking threat, and it's all been through him. Same with Vaughan in the backs. As soon as he gets the ball, you've got to watch, and they're really proving Cardiff Met a few problems.
It's been interesting watch, actually. You mentioned Vaughan there, Sam, in the backs. Usually the number 10 is your quarterback, is your spearhead for attacking play. And Jamie Annan, the captain, has been in the game, but it seems to be Freddie Vaughan who is the kind of the first receiver almost a lot in this backline. It's an interesting choice, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a coach, you'd love to have your 10 and 12 as two first receivers, so then you have that options. If your 10's in there or your 12, as we've seen from Vaughan, he's been quite involved in the game, and having two of them just to slip in and out of in and out of each other and attack both, that's probably a good thing to have. And yeah,
I think Jamie Annan, the captain, has been a bit quiet tonight. Whether that's the game plan of Nottingham, we'll have to see. But ball with Cardiff Met here from this scrum. Terry will feed. And that's Surrey will take from the base. And a brilliant tackle.
Oh, that's a hell of a hit.
From Vaughan. Defensively flexing his muscles as well as attacking. The kick is to Derbyshire. We'll go back in field to Simpson.
Met could have really done with that going out then.
Yeah, and here is Garrett.
It's great defence though.
Nottingham. Oh, and it's a bit of a poor pass. Leaves Sammy Lee in the dirt, but he managed to scrape some yards. Anand. And they spread it wide again.
Great tackle.
And stood up. Brilliant tackle. That was Jack Staton. Huge tackle in the midfield. Good line speed from Gethin Cannon again. And it was Brown looking to get over the top there. Good tackle again from Staton. Strong in defence, Staton, in this period. But the penalty will go the way of Nottingham.
I think that's fair. I think he just went past the ball then. Just missing out.
Yeah.
But the intent's there.
As we see the replay coming up here, good tackle again there from Staton. He made two good tackles in that period. I mean, they've got the lead now, Cardiff Met. They need to defend it, and at the moment they are doing that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Whatever was said at half-time, they've clearly taken on board, and if you're a coach on the sideline right now, you'd probably be really happy. Job's not done, because Nottingham clearly have something to show for themselves, as they've shown us in the past 10 minutes, but yeah, definitely Cardiff Met in control.
And just over 18 minutes by our clock anyway, we must remind you that is not the clock of the referee, but a huge period, and we can expect a Nottingham onslaught as Lee goes through, he breaks through a tackle, another strong carry from Sammy Lee. Edges Nottingham closer to the 5 metre lines. They spread it out wide, and it's over in the corner, but it's going to be brought back for a forward pass. I thought it looked a little bit forward from here, but from our position we couldn't quite see the referee in a much better position to award that forward pass.
It's the fine details. That pass goes to hand, he's in the corner, and not seen himself 5 points up. And yeah, I think Henry Kerwin's probably relieved of the fact his opposite man didn't go in then.
Yeah, it was an easy look-in for Garrett, wasn't it? Really good carry though from Sammy Lee. We mentioned him just moments ago. I mean, how big is it in this at this level of rugby, you know, to have that 1-2 players who can just pick up your team and get you over the gain line and get something happen, spearhead an attack.
Yeah, as we spoke about having those two receivers in Vaughan and in 10 as well. Having the man outside you like that, you're going to give it to him every day of the week like you did there. Straight through the line, straight onto attacking opportunity. Just lucky that Met had a great tackle to stop him. And
Max Surrey again, Will Owen, apologies, coming up from the base. Met looking to run the ball down Nottingham's throat from these scrums with the number 8 every time they get the opportunity. Alex Terry will kick, and it will be chased by Kerwin and by Ollie Smith, and a penalty for Cardiff Met. Brilliant kick and chase, and they force Nottingham into another mistake. Brilliant territory here for a penalty. They can kick to the corner and have another attacking line out and another opportunity to probably put this game away.
Yeah, absolutely. I was about to say the kicking game slowed down a little bit, but an effective kick like that sees Met now in the lead, looking to push their lead further with a line out now in the 22. And yeah, let's see if Met can come away with something from this.
Decent kick by Berry will set them up inside the 22 of Nottingham. We can see Dylan Scott on this side really far over And we mentioned Kerwin on the other side. Dylan Scott is another dangerous player, isn't he, when he gets ball in hand?
Yeah, if you've got both Dylan Scott and Henry Kerwin on both wings, you'd be happy to use them on both sides, and you wouldn't worry who's there because you know a score's probably following soon.
Fantastic counter drive from Nottingham, but they do commit players to that maul as Cardiff Met will get the ball away. A good counter ruck, but Cardiff Met keep hold of possession. Max Surrey takes it up. Ollie Smith, brilliant pass inside Carrington. Will he look for the... He had Scott outside him, decided not to go with him. A good carry still from Carrington as Cardiff Met edge towards the 5 metre line. Can they punch in? Where is that ball? Looks like pick and drive. Can't see the bodies in there. It's Ollie Smith at the base of that, looking for that ball. Now the ball comes. They go over the top, trying to go over the top. No signal from the referee.
Held up.
And it will be held up, so Nottingham managed to repel Cardiff Met there. But that, I mean, I was looking at Joshua Carrington, who's a brilliant carry. He did have Dylan Scott on the outside of it, as we see the replay coming up here. As the forwards looking to take it up again. I think it was Ollie Smith. Watch this pass from Ollie Smith.
Yeah.
Beautiful pass. And then Carrington has Scott there. He draws in the defender. Maybe just didn't want to go towards the touchline and risk losing possession out of touch. But they will come back with Berry. Good defence from Nottingham. Good line speed. George Merritt is on the field. Terry. Out to Marsh. Marsh looking to break the gain line, but he's held up well and gets a good offload before he's held up. Back to Merritt. Out wide now, Carrington. Out to Kerwin. Kerwin looking to go inside, but he's held inside. Cardiff Met over the 22. They come back this way. Here's Merritt. Chopped down by Sammy Lee. Berry. Numbers wide. Space wide, here's Cannon. Can he find Scott outside him? He goes back in field.
A little giraffe step there.
And Surrey onto Brown. Good defence from Nottingham. Cardiff Met just looking for a little crease. Out to Statten. Cardiff Met will come back this way. Good flat pass there, sets up Liam Jones with a good carry.
It's a big carry.
Numbers wide, Cannon. Cannon is loose, he needs support. Does well to secure the ball. They'll come short side with Terry. Brown is there with him to help him, but the ball is loose and Nottingham get the penalty. Just a little bit isolated there. Willowen tried his best to secure that ball, but Gethin Cannon a little bit isolated on that carry.
It's good reactions from Nottingham there. On the tackle on Gethin Cannon, but also seeing that ball being slightly out, communicating with that ref and then diving on it to get that penalty. Now puts them in a good stead out of their 22. So yeah, it's good set piece play from Nottingham there.
And as Alex Terry receives some treatment, we're just going to see this on the replay. Good counter ruck there, but it was Cian Gerber who was over the ball quickly, as you mentioned, Sam. Opportunist play there from Cian Gerber. Just a little bit isolated, Gethin Cannon. But,
yeah, it seems as we approach the final 8 minutes of this game, 6 minutes of this game, apologies, the subs have really made an impact on both sides. We've seen scores on Met sides, but the defensive effort from the Nottingham subs have proved.
And I mean, we're talking about how close this table is and the run in to finish fourth. Cardiff Met will be desperate to get a bonus point tonight as well with that fourth try, won't they? That could be massive.
Yeah, first home BSR game on a Wednesday for 2025. A 5-point win, especially after this performance and the way the scoreboard's going right now. That's what the sideline will be screaming for right now. You can hear the ultras picking up. They want that next try, and yeah, they really want to see their team stay with 5 points.
Most important thing, though, is to secure the victory. And as Nottingham come up with Sammy Lee, they're not going to go away. They're not giving up in this game. And it's well held. George Merritt got a hold of the Nottingham player there, trying to hold him up and secure a penalty for his team, but not quite successful. Glanville will bring up the ball. Cornford And it's Vaughan. Spreads it out wide again to Garrett. Garrett falls back as the Ultras go up and win the penalty. Another brilliant defensive stand from Cardiff Met. High fives all around. They can taste the victory now. Just under about 5 minutes to go on our clock. Again, we keep saying, Sam, when they need to defend, they are defending in the second half.
Yeah, you can see it through the substitutions reactions in the crowd. They know these moments of the game are dire. Yes, they want that bonus point, but they need to finish out the game, and that's what's just been proved there.
We saw Ben Murphy on those pictures as we see the replay coming up now. I think it was just in from the side there. Number 20, Harry Williams.
Yeah, Sam Berry getting stuck in with the forwards. Yeah, he's maybe thinking of a positional move.
Well, we've seen Gethin Cannon on this wing. We've seen Harry Berry in the middle. They're all pitching in any position that they need to get this victory over the line. As they come away, and it's Berry, and he's got Kerwin in the corner, and Kerwin is going to go over. It was Harry Rice out in the simple pass to Kerwin. We talked about that bonus point with that fourth try, and there it is to secure a great victory for Cardiff Met. Second try for Henry Kerwin, Sam. Brilliant.
Yeah, it was coming. It was Dylan Scott, Henry Kerwin. Who would get it? Henry Kerwin for the 2.
We'll hopefully see the replay in a second. The Ultras absolutely ecstatic with that. I can see a few fellas in there covered in beer. I think the pints have gone everywhere after that try. And we'll see if Berry can convert and extend this lead out to 29-7 as Cardiff Met come together. That is a huge try in the last embers of this game.
Yeah, the message in that huddle now will be hold on to the ball, keep the game going, and hopefully Sam Berry can add the extras now. But a 29-7 lead with 2.5 minutes to go. They really need to finish this out now.
And an excellent kick from Sam Berry. We see the replay there of the try. Just waiting for the replay to come up, Sam. And we're back on, but we're coming into the replay now. We see that try. We're back underway. That's Kerwin with a brilliant take from that kickoff.
Turnover.
We'll see the replay of that try in a minute, but play is going on.
Cardiff Met aren't done though. The line speed.
Absolutely not. Here is Garrett, still looking to spread it wide. Sweetin steps inside, a nice step from him. Good offload, and it's just lost forward again. The story of the night so far for Nottingham. I mean, it was it's Ryan Sweetin looking inside. But we'll look at the replay now of that other try. I mean,
Harry Rice doing the basics well, squaring the man, Henry Kerwin
just
on the corner.
Just basics of rugby, isn't it? If you can get those 2-on-1s, you're going to win every time.
Well, that's how you avoid the mistakes. Key basics, and it done it.
And Sam, I'm going to put you on the spot tonight from what we've seen in this game. Who is your player of the match so far in this game, do you think?
I think, as you've just seen on the replays, I think it's hard to avoid the man, Henry Kerwin. And yeah, he's been electric, even coming off his wing, carrying in the middle. So yeah, I think definitely he's probably my player of the match. However, I would give a massive mention to the man sitting in the dugout at the minute, Ardal Yallop, because he has been a name we have said multiple times this evening. And yeah, he's just missed out by the 2 tries from Kerwin. But yeah, 2 tries has clearly separated the 2 teams tonight. So my player of the match will be Henry Kerwin.
Henry Kerwin, Sam's player of the match. There it is. Glanville takes the ball up for Nottingham. They still want to take some points back with them. It's another handling error. We'll give the ball out to Cardiff Met. Can they break? They rally in defence, Nottingham. They couldn't get the ball out to that short side and book in another try.
Nottingham showing some clear attacking threats there, but again, just missing the basics.
It's a story of the night for them, isn't it? Just basic mistakes. They show what they can do when they get it right. As they come through, again, good tackle there from Ollie Smith. And it's holding on. That will give the penalty to Cardiff Met. And as time ticks by on our clock, as I said, we are a referee looking at his watch. He knows it's near the full-time whistle. I mean, if it were me here, Sam, I'd just go for some more points and try and just see this game out, or perhaps a kick to the corner and see the game out as well.
See, with their rugby mindset on now, and if I was a player, I'd be there for blood. Cardiff Met, I'd be kicking to the corner, giving the forwards another opportunity, seeing if my player of the match can get a hat-trick would be nice, and I'll claim all the credit for that. But yeah, Nottingham still can't switch off. The game's not done yet.
They seem to have listened to you, Sam, and perhaps they are trying to get that man Kerwin on the far side. His hat-trick. Merritt will come across to throw the ball in. And for Cardiff Met now, it's just about securing this ball, going through the phases. If they can attack anymore, they will, but just seeing this game out and celebrating a brilliant performance in a massive, massive game tonight. Referee awards a penalty to Nottingham, so not what Cardiff Met wanted to do there, but Nottingham need to get on with it now. And Dylan Scott keeps that in play. The second time we've seen that tonight from Cardiff Met. Excellent commitment.
Not one, not two, not three, but four. He's showing the flair.
Through the hands, Liam Jones. Another brilliant game from him. He gets through so much work in that back row. And a little bit of flash.
He's through.
Here's Ollie Smith. He's going to go in the corner. He's shown him a clean pair of heels. And that puts the cherry on top of a brilliant win for Cardiff Met. As the Ultras go absolutely crazy. I mean, what a pair of wheels from Ollie Smith to finish that off. I didn't know he was that quick.
I think Henry Kerwin's been teaching him a few things. Gallop into the line there. I'm sure that'll be in a highlight reel by tomorrow morning.
Hands on the head. He's knackered anyway, but he won't mind. He's gone over in the corner, and that is a brilliant try. Just waiting for the replay to come up, and we'll see if Sam Berry can add on the points.
Yeah,
but the Archers. I mean, they're capitalising on these Nottingham mistakes, aren't they, now in this second half, which they didn't do in the first half.
Yeah, we called it at half-time and said 7-7 probably wasn't justifiable, but yeah, 34-7 definitely shows the Met stepped up in the second half.
We see whether Sam Berry can add on 2 more points.
Oh, wow.
And he's good again. Absolutely brilliant kick from Sam Berry. Moves the lead out to 36-7 now with Cardiff Met, as they put the cherry on top of a really strong second half. It was tight, it was tense in the first half. It was plagued with mistakes, but Cardiff Met, particularly in this last half an hour, have put the foot to the gas on this Nottingham team.
Yeah, absolutely. If I could give player of the match to the whole bench, I would, because Cardiff Met's bench, is Liam Jones off?
Liam Jones looking for another try. They sense blood now, Cardiff Met, as he's back in and smashes his man back. Brilliant from Liam Jones.
I think he was a bit upset he didn't get his try then.
Nottingham looking to spread it wide again and get something.
Nottingham not giving up.
Not giving up at all. Smashed back again. 2 players from Cardiff Met. Their tails are up now. They sense blood. They sense this victory is really close. They want to see this game out, but they want to keep playing as well. As Nottingham come through.
The Ultras are going wild.
They are. It's been a while since they've seen a Cardiff Met victory down here at King Cloyd's, and before Christmas against Swansea, as we saw. Yeah. So they're getting their fix at the moment, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely.
Referee is going to stop play. We must be near the game now. He's going to award a penalty to Nottingham, and they will go for the corner, this time safely into touch. We must be near the end of play now. This must be the last phase of play. But as you mentioned, Sam, the bench for Cardiff Met tonight has made a huge impact. Not 1, not 2, but all of them.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they've come on and proved really difficult for Nottingham. Nottingham haven't given up. They've shown their line speed in defence. They've attacked, but they just haven't been able to find that hole, because that Cardiff Met defence has been there every single time.
And that's knocked forward as the referee looks at his watch and brings this game to a close. a massive, massive night for both of these teams, particularly for Cardiff Met here at home. They have come out on top of the University of Nottingham 36-7. A huge win to keep their top 4 chances alive. It was a tale of 2 halves really, or a last period of 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Really tense and cagey in the first half, but they came out in the last half an hour and really put their foot to the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. That message at half-time, as I said, was key. And yeah, they've shown what type of team they are, and that killing threat is definitely there.
As they go through the handshakes, I mean, what will please Ian Gardner, do you think, the most from that second half?
Maybe the change. He's put a message on at half-time, and they've definitely tightened up in defence. And yeah, as we spoke about killer instinct, the message must have gone on about attack. A few subs were made, and the same team put in a strong effort, and yeah, contain that Nottingham team.
Yeah, we come through and we see the ultras going absolutely crazy over the far side. Lots of hugs, lots of high fives in the Cardiff Met circle. That is an absolutely huge win as we wait for the other results to come through. I mean, it's still an outside shot of making this top 4, but this is a huge statement win tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely seeing as a 6th and 7th place in the league before the game. I think Cardiff Met have now shown that they've extended that gap a little bit more and left Nottingham a little bit more behind them. They won't be done yet. They'll be looking at the future games as we spoke about earlier, but for tonight, let's let them have the victory.
And let's have a word about Nottingham. I mean, we mentioned in the pre-game that they'd lost games by 5 games, by less than 7 points. They've narrowly lost games, but tonight they kept it tight in the first half, but in the last sort of half an hour or so, those mistakes have come back to bite them, haven't they, really?
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't say Nottingham played bad, because they didn't, despite the scoreline. They definitely, as you said, the little mistakes kind of proved the killer kind of momentum in their attacking play, because they were getting to the wings, they were piercing the holes. Samuel Lee was destroying the Cardiff Met defence in some phases, but they just could not finish, and that shows in the scoreline.
Yeah, do you think it was perhaps, you know, we mentioned in the commentary there in that second half that they were hell bent on getting the ball out wide and spreading play, and Cardiff Met were just learned how to funnel across and defend that. Was it a bit of a lack of plan B, do you think, from Nottingham? We didn't see many kicks going in. We didn't see little kicks in behind or kicks over the top and putting pressure on that back three. Do you think there was a little bit of a lack of plan B, maybe?
I don't know. I think Nottingham were very good at playing the picture in front of them. We saw a few kicks going behind from Arnond and stuff like that, and putting Met under a pressure. But that consistency, as you said, lacked a little bit, and maybe that came from plan B. But I don't think their plan A went too badly. I think Met, as you said, subs came on and they just adjusted themselves, and I think Nottingham didn't adjust themselves too much, too quickly, and just fell behind.
And going into these now last 4 games after this, Cardiff Met have got Loughborough, Exeter, Hartbury and Durham as well. 4 huge matches against teams who are going to be right up there in the playoffs. When I talked to Ian Gardner yesterday, I did ask him, is it a concern that they haven't beaten a top 4 opposition? He said yes and no. Is this a chance for them to take the momentum from this game into those games and prove that they can beat those top sides?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they'll take every single positive from this game, and definitely they'll always back themselves against top teams. And yeah, maybe they haven't played beaten a top 4 team yet, but as we've seen in BUCS Super Rugby, anything can happen. As we said about the Hartbury score at 33-0, we'll see anything can happen. Met will back himself going into the next games, and yeah, they'll show themselves.
Yeah, and just coming up on the screen, we're going to see the highlights from this game, particularly in this second half. Let's recap this game. And this was the Nottingham try early on in the first half. This really put the cat amongst the pigeons. It brought them back level into the game, didn't it? And Nottingham started this second half really strong, like Cardiff Met did in the first half.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That man Vaughan again, taking on 2 defenders, giving his winger the space outside, and then just missing Carrington, tipping to their scrum half under the post. And yeah, that definitely gave him the momentum.
But this try then, straight from the line out, and it was a rolling maul. It did not take long for them to cross the line. Absolutely ruthless from this position, weren't they, Sam? And this is exactly what they needed at this point of the view to take
pressure in this game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Despite the Gethin Cannon yellow card, Met really proved their forward pack in the line out on the scrums. No matter how many they were, they definitely proved a threat, and that came through 2 tries tonight.
Yeah,
so
as we see the second try from the rolling maul, and then this one coming up, it was Harry Rice through and just an easy offload to Kerwin. I mean, they take advantage of that ball coming loose out of the maul. We talked about Nottingham making mistakes. It came loose and they absolutely punished them, didn't they?
Yeah, I spoke in the first half about maybe Cardiff Met not attacking that counter-attack threat and leaving it on the pitch. We saw with Jack Statton's break in the first half, but yeah, the second half they really put the foot on the gas as we see Ollie Smith gallop towards the try line. They took every opportunity possible and they got over that line.
Yeah, and just a nice draw of the man again from Isaac Marsh, and we see the wheels of Ollie Smith. I think this was possibly a little bit of tiredness from the Nottingham backs screaming in as we were celebrating in front of the ultras. They're going absolutely wild.
Yeah, absolutely.
It will be some party tonight in Cardiff Met with these fans.
Yeah, absolutely. They deserve it. New Year's resolution must be to win on King Coyd because they've started it strong, and yeah, the Ultras definitely came out for that win tonight.
So that just about does it from the commentary box. It's been an absolutely cracking night for Cardiff Met. They come out on top 36-7 over the University of Nottingham. Let's hand you back downstairs to Alex Hyman.
Thanks very much, Aled. What a win for the Archers, 36-7. Joined by Tom Cole, performance coach. Tom, how ecstatic are you with that performance?
Yeah, in fairness, the second half performance and the impact from the bench was incredible. The boys came on and changed the energy and the flow of the game. You know, it was a bonkers game of rugby. We were probably under the pump and probably the second best team out there for probably 50-55 minutes, and then those changes that came on and boys had a real huge impact and managed to turn around and gain a bit of confidence now from that.
Yeah, you speak about those impact players. What did you tell them before coming on? What was it? What were the wise words spoken? Because they were just incredible.
You know, we try and encourage the boys to play with their heads up, play with a bit of freedom, and just, you know, play what's in front of them really. And the boys who came on, you know, it was almost a situation of nothing to lose, and you know, there's a couple of new faces there on the bench, and like Sam Berry obviously coming back after a while off, and Isaac Marsh making his Cardiff Met Super Rugby debut this evening. Like, both of those had a real massive impact, and then, you know, Harry Rice towards the end bringing a lot of energy to finish off as well. So yeah, everyone really put their hand up for selection for next week.
For sure, and a 50th cap for Gethin Cannon. Obviously, he got a yellow in that first half, but you got to let him off, given the occasion for him.
Well, we'll look at that one again in analysis on Friday. But yeah, his old man was stood in front of us, and he wasn't too happy with the yellow, so we might let him run away with that one.
And a word on this man behind you, Henry Cohen. 2 tries tonight. I mean, incredible performance.
Yeah, he's got a knack of finding himself in the right place at the right time, as Henry, in fairness, and you know, he works incredibly hard. He's super diligent player, both on and off the field. You know, the amount of work he does in the gym and the analysis. You know, he's coming to me with bits going, I think we can get after him here and there, and you know, he works hard, and like I said, he finds himself in the right spot because he's willing to put himself there.
Right spot, right time. Tom, thanks so much for your time. Well done. We'll have a word with the man of the moment. Thanks a lot, Tom. Henry, congrats. Amazing performance. What was it, do you think, that made the difference today?
I think discipline. Discipline was massive for us going into this game. We realised over our past few draws and defeats that we're giving away too many penalties. So we went into this game going under 10 penalties. I don't know the stats. Hopefully we got under it. Otherwise we're going to get shouted at tomorrow. But yeah, I think we came together. Defence was phenomenal. Even to the final whistle, boys are putting in double shots, really going for each other and making sure that we bring this win home with the points difference that we had.
And I mean, you scored so early on down in that far corner, a magnificent try, and then actually Nottingham worked their way back into the match in that first half. What was it that you did as a team to then actually go, no, we want to be the leaders in this, and then you turned it around again for Cardiff Met?
Yeah, I think that first half, obviously we scored early, great set piece. I was fortunate to be on the end of it, but we were in our half for the majority of that second half, and we dug our feet in. We knew our defence would hold up, and we backed it, and they got millimetres away from the line. We had a few knock-ons, a few touch and go pens, but the boys work hard, and that's why we work together week in, week out, and that's why you back each other.
Yeah, no, you can tell like the energy between all of you, especially in that second half when you ran away with it. Unbelievable, through the roof. And a word on the Ultras. I mean, it's been over 2 months since they've been here to be able to support you. A word on them.
Oh, they're phenomenal. Every week we have a home game. It's like having a 16th man on the pitch. It really is. You can't put it into perspective until you're on the pitch listening to them, and they're only going to be bigger and better next week.
Okay, and looking ahead to next week, Hartbury, you must be excited for that one now, given the performance tonight.
Definitely, great performance tonight. They're obviously a bit higher than us in the league. We went up there early in the season, lost by I think it was a try, or very, very close game. So really, really looking forward to it, and can't wait to take them on here at the Rugby One.
We're so excited to see what you guys can do for the remainder of the season. So good luck and thanks for joining us.
Perfect. Thank you very much, mate.
Thanks so much. All the best. I'll take that off you. But that's all we've got time for this evening on Cardiff Met Sport TV. Remember, we've got so much to look forward to in the coming weeks. So that's just about to come up on your screens. But what a win tonight for Cardiff Met. 38-7 to the Archers over Nottingham. From all of us here at Cardiff Met Sport TV. Good night.
Out wide, and a good kick through from Crint. Will be chased by Kerwin. Kerwin's got gas to burn. Hill is there as well, and he's gone over in the corner. A try for Cardiff Met. What a kick from Steph Crint.
And again, a little half chance falling to Dimon Hall to Reynolds. Reynolds shoots, and there's another goal for Cardiff Met. Reynolds from about 25 yards out.
All Met breaking away, Saren Singleton with the ball, just breaking for the try line. She's still going. Is she going to make it? And she's made it, a try for Cardiff Met.
Wow, what a try that was. That's fantastic. Saren Singleton, that is unbelievable.